right, welcome to the Coaches Show here with head coach Eugene Rogers. I'm Rusty Hitt along with Coach Rogers. And Coach, a game that you come out of, did not get the win, but I thought you really competed very well. I thought probably one of the best games of the year. Had a great game plan, took the ball, went right downfield, got a big score, gave them a different look. I mean, I know, I think in the first three series you had different looks every time, and I think it really got them on their heels. And so you started out the game with a bang right there and a great offensive set and got yourself a lead.
Yeah, first of all, we have a theme each week, and our theme was fight. And we wanted to let everybody know that we're going to come out and we're going to fight tooth and nail with these guys. And what it also showed that as a staff, we know how to scheme and we know how to come up with game plans for success. And we demonstrated that, and we had that success, and the kids fought hard like we expected them to. So we can scheme and we can do things that's going to help us be successful and, over time, and regardless of wins or losses, right, we're going to put our best foot forward as a coaching staff to put our kids in a situation to be successful on Friday nights.
I made a note here to myself of you guys were all in. You were all in personnel packages and what plays you were running, sets, offense, defense, and everything. I mean, on the defensive side, you held their quarterback, who was a really, really good quarterback, their coach's son, held him under his season average. They had a college-level receiver out there at number 15. He only had 59 yards. I mean, again, those are guys that are all been held well below their average, what they've seen so far this season. So I thought both sides of the ball, you really played a good, solid ball game.
We, as a staff, we challenged them to go out there and fight and play within the scheme and do your job one play at a time. And I was proud of our guys for doing that.
Well, and I think the first quarter was back and forth. Great job by both teams keeping in there. You guys got to stop on the fourth down, give yourself a chance, and then you had just like all season, you've had that one quarter that's kind of really just did you in. And you had three straight drives. You go down and you have a tip ball, hits the receiver in the hands, turns into an interception for a touchdown. You come back, you're moving the ball, you have a nice play, throw a little tunnel screen out there to Damon Brown. He's making some yards, going to have a first down. You're going to keep this drive going. And the defensive lineman comes in and makes a great play, puts his helmet right on his elbow, forces a fumble.
Out.
They end up scoring. And then, right before half, you throw what you think is going to be a safe hitch play out there, and you have a pick six to put you down 28-14 at halftime when, all rights, you could be ahead in that ball game if you don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time for us and the kids being in this program and just learning the discipline that we want, and it's just a matter of time. They haven't been around us long enough to get in those routines of being disciplined, doing things over and over and over and over the way that we want them. And it all happens in practice. And we right now we will have lulls in practice, and we just got to get to where we're focused on what we're supposed to do, and we can't have those lulls. We can't have the lulls in practice. We can't, and it ends up happening in the game. So, from my standpoint, it's just a matter of time and just being under us and being able to do things over and over and over again the way I was trained up and doing them right until you get it right.
Well, the thing about the three situations, the three turnovers, when you look at them, they weren't systemic. They weren't all the same thing, right? One was we just don't make a catch. All right, you got to make the catch. Mm-hmm. So that's just an execution by the player. The second one was really a great play by the defense, I thought. He wasn't really carrying the ball real loose. It was a great hit from an unexpected player coming from the inside. And the third one was, I don't know, I'm assuming there's probably some miscommunication between quarterback and receiver or whatever. So they're all a little bit different. And so some of those things you can fix. Some of them, the players have to just make a play, right? So.
Well, yeah, going through those scenarios, the missed reception and the bounce off the pass, yeah, we should have caught it. And, and we have a term in football, tip balls get caught.
Yep.
So we tipped it up and they caught it. Damon, great catch, great run. And then, yes, they do a great job of putting the helmet on the ball and the ball's going to come out. And then on the third one, it was an execution. The guy was open. The play is called sink. He just sprint to the sideline and sink and just catch it and get out of bounds. And the guy was open. So if the quarterback throws it to him instead of the other guy, he just turned and threw it in that direction. And again, it's just timing. We got to throw it to an open guy. And we didn't, and we threw it to the wrong guy. And, unfortunate. Yep. It was a pick six, and they scored, and we had to overcome that.
We'll talk a little bit, I guess, before we move into what the second half and how you really fought. Talk a little bit about coming out, basically, you alluded to it last week on the coach's show about you put all your best playmakers on the field. Right there. You put your senior at quarterback, who has shown the ability to run the ball, gives you a different dynamic. You put Damon Brown and Mark Brown in the game at receiver. You gave some looks on some jet sweeps, which we hadn't really shown a lot of this year. And you did it for both sides with different players. And that opened up the middle for Turtle. And then later on in the next drive, it really opened up the middle for the running back. And so that the added dimensions in the game, whether you're throwing the ball or running it with different guys, really opened up a lot of holes for your offense to exploit as the game went on.
Yeah, you asked me the question last week about their three-headed monster. So being a defensive guy and having to defend those different things, and so I talked to Coach Lewis and the staff. I said, we're going to put our best athletes out on the field, and they just got to be able to be in shape to go both ways. Yep. So now I want someone else to try to defend, our athletes, and we want to get our athletes to ball in space, and we demonstrated that we can do that when we have our best athletes out there. And, I learned this from Coach Denbo, and you remember this, around district time, the athletes are going to play offense and defense. Yep. So I played here, I played quarterback, and I played free safety during district time and playoffs. So it's that time, and we just, we try to do it a little earlier, but through injuries and things like that, we couldn't really afford to do that. Yeah. But now we're at that point, we have to put the best athletes at each position out there and get the ball to them in space and make the defense do a little work.
Well, I was going to bring up, and you weren't fully healthy this game, but you were maybe healthier in some of those areas, those skill areas, than maybe you had been in some of the weeks past, where all those guys, where you were trying to limit some snaps maybe to keep guys on the field. Maybe they were able to get more snaps on both sides because they were feeling a little better.
Yeah, it has been. We would have done this earlier, but it's been because of injuries, some of our players, and trying to, take care of them. We want to take care of them in the big scheme of things and not make sure that they're in harm's way. But you have to be in shape, and your body has to be ready to play, Iron Man football the way we did.
Yeah. Sure did. And I know, let's give some kudos out there to the offensive line. We got on them at times this year when there were some holes, but Richie really pointed out, he said during the broadcast that he really thought this was by far their best game. They created some holes, and I think maybe some of the scheme things you did helped them to be able to execute better. But man, it was just a much better night all around for the entire offense, and it was good to see some holes and some time being available in the game.
Yeah, I give them high praise for getting a body on a body, and that's football. We scheme it up. If we can get our offensive line on a body, we say that our backs, Corsicana backs, should not get tackled by a guy that's being engaged with an offensive lineman. They should be able to run through that. So our offensive line did that, and they created holes. And now that the opposing defense had to worry about, quarterback run. They had to worry about the jet sweep. They had to worry about the receivers catching the ball. And now they had time to start thinking, and we want them to think and not be able to just react and just do what they've worked on over and over again. So it created some holes in there, and we took advantage of those.
Well, you certainly did. So that was good to see. And another thing, you go in at halftime after that late score. I think they scored with 9 seconds left. And so you're down 2 scores. They get the opening drive, and they put together a good, solid drive, and they go up 3 touchdowns. That's an easy opportunity for a team to quit right there, especially one that's struggled, let's be honest, along the way. It's easy for them to get down, and I think it's a real testament to you and your staff that they responded in a big way and got themselves back in the game and really gave themselves a chance.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to that theme, and we continue to instill in them that fight. We're going to be relentless. We're not going to give up. We're going to play until 48 minutes until the game's over with, and that's a testament to our seniors and the football team that continue to fight regardless of the score, and I appreciate them for doing that.
Well, and not only did you come back and answer their touchdown right off the bat with a nice throw from Turtle to Damon Brown on the touchdown right there. Again, he's proven to be your big play guy in all aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. And then you execute a perfect onside kick. That's about as good as it can get done right there. Your kicker made a great kick. The guys on the end made a great play on the receiving team trying to catch it, and then you were there to recover. I mean, it's about as good as you could draw it up.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. Every Thursday, we work on that. We call it Bandits. And every Thursday we work on that. We work on situations and things like that. And we execute it. So when it was time for us to implement it, the kids executed, and their response was, wow, that really worked. So there was some belief there, but there really wasn't that trust that it was going to happen. Yeah. And now they got to see us working on something, and then it's actually working. So I think we'll get a feather in our cap for the trust of us as a staff of the plays and things that we do and when we call it.
And that's kind of the thing with trying to get these kids to believe, right, is if you can just get them over that hump, right, to see that, hey, this works. We can do this because if you listen to us, it's going to happen. And that's the hardest hill to climb, right?
Yes.
As a coach and as a new coach in a program that's trying to rebuild.
Yeah, that we are, that's when you're trying to turn a program around and doing those things, it's easy to believe because you see it, but that trust factor being in, and we talk about being in the wheelbarrow, and that's another story. But I think we got more guys in our wheelbarrow during that time because they were actually able to see the results of something that we've worked on over and over and over again. And then when we did it, it worked. And it was designed well. Our kicker did a great job executing the high bounce. We had our gunners go knock out their front row, and we had Turtle, and his job you just sprint 10 yards and the ball's going to come to you.
Yep.
And, lo and behold.
Just like you told them it would,
yeah,
right?
it bounces our way.
Well,
for once. Something
for
bounced
one time, right? You
Yeah.
got the bounce, right? Well, I'll tell you one thing that didn't go your way is when you're fighting back, you're trying to cut that score, and you should have had a touchdown. I mean, Turtle sticks the ball out over. I know you want him to protect the ball, but his instinct was to score. I think he was over a shoulder. His arms were over by the shoulder. Chuck Williams was standing on the line when we go down to him. He said, "Yes, we were over." When we saw the replay, we weren't on the line, but it was pretty clear. I think especially if you went back and watched the broadcast, you could see that he was over. I'm sure your films show the same thing. And what it did also show was this guy on the line was lazy getting down there, and he wasn't on the line to make the call. And so he was having to guess. And anytime a referee's got to guess, that's not a good thing for you usually. So
here's the thing. We not only have to win over our players, we have to win over the fans. We have to win over the officials.
Yep.
And, it's sad that official, the line judge, did not mechanically sprint to the goal line, get in position, and call it fair.
Yep.
He was lazy. He stood there and he just watched it. That's not giving us a fair shake. And then, like you said, he had to guess. And then when he's guessing, he's thinking in his mind, well, they're used to losing or whatnot, and that probably played a factor in his mind because he's human. But if we had been a successful team, I think he would have sprinted over there and got in position to be able to make that call, and he would have made that call.
Or giving you the benefit of the doubt on the call.
Or giving us the benefit of the doubt. But it was a touchdown from our viewing it.
And I'll tell you this,
on
Adam's
film
crew
study.
had it up on the scoreboard early. All they had to do was take a peek to the scoreboard, and they could have made the call.
Yeah, I told him to look.
So
Maybe we should have had a delay like the UT game.
yeah, I started to say it kind of worked with the UT game. But again,
But they
you're right in the middle of the game if that's a touchdown,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you're feeling pretty good. So
Yeah, they were not having that.
well, I tell you what, it was a fun game for us to broadcast, and I hate that it didn't turn out on the positive end for you. But again, we talk about taking those steps in the process of building the program. I think we took big steps in that game. I think both sides of the ball had great moments. Again, you're not going to stop that quarterback and that receiver cold. And you did a pretty good job of doing that as well as anybody had done against them, I think, this season, certainly since the district had started. And you had some guys that really stepped up and made some big plays in the game. I thought on your side, defensive side of the ball, Tanner Crumpton had a really good game in the middle. Damon continues to play a good corner, but Betts, he played the fade to a much taller player about as well as a corner could play it.
Yeah.
I know it's an old corner. That makes you feel good, right?
No, I'll go back to this. That quarterback is the coach's son. So he's at the dinner table. He gets all of the knowledge that from dad's film study of watching us. So he gets that put into him. So he's going to know situations and what we're going to be in from film study from dad and things like that. And our kids rose above all that and still fought and competed at a high level and stopped what they were going to do. We knew if they motioned away and singled them up, that they were going to come to the one receiver side. So I knew that as a coach, and we had our guys prepared for it. And Mr. Betts did a great job of playing man coverage and getting his hand up there and knocking the ball out.
Well, I thought Alan Walker also had a nice game on defense.
Yeah.
He really filled some holes up. So
Allen I think he had a total of 13 tackles. He had 10 solos, 3 assists. As a sophomore, he's doing a phenomenal job for us. And he's just ascending and getting better each week.
Yeah, and offensively, we've talked about Christian Evans probably had his best game of the year, I think, running the ball. Keenan Murphy continues to give you good hard yards. Mark Brown, Damon Brown out wide, and Mark also running the ball.
Right.
Turtle, the dynamic he gives you running the ball is a whole different look that, frankly, Kaufman didn't look prepared for. So
yeah, when you have 2 dynamic players on the edge, and Damien and Mark on the outside, and then you can invert them and run them with a jet sweep. They can do dynamic things, and then you have to worry about the quarterback run game, and then, like you said, Keenan Murphy and those guys being able to run the ball. It not only creates 3 but 4 to 5 athletes that the defense has to prepare for.
Well, it definitely makes it tough, and of course, tough to prepare for is you got Midlothian Heritage this week, and that's a team that's really rolling through district, and they're averaging over 50 points a game, only giving up 13. So I don't know what went on in non-district where I know they had some tough games, but they've really found themselves as they rolling through district.
Yeah, they're going to be probably the district championships, the best football team we've seen to this point. But again, we have prepared to win the football game. We're prepared to fight. The theme this week is poise. We can't get too high with the high. We can't get too low with the lows. Okay. We have to be even keel and go out there and compete one play at a time. And that's what we're going to do.
As a defensive coach, what are you seeing from them? What's keeping you up at night as you try to prepare for them?
First of all, we got to stop the quarterback run. Anytime you can run the quarterback, that's a tough dynamic. He does a good job of up front with their blocking schemes. They do a great job of finding the bubble, going between the A gaps or B gaps, wherever our 3 is. They can go in the A gap. If our 1 is there, they can go in the B gap, and they'll pull and block out and seal up, or block down and kick and then seal up on your backers. But we have prepared for it. They can we call it Cheetos. They can slide, and they can either get it to the running back or the quarterback can keep it. And the running back, probably the best running back we've seen thus far. He runs hard. They have great schemes up front, but we have prepared for all of it, and our kids are going to be ready. And prayerfully, we're going to be ready for the challenge.
Okay, Coach. Well, good luck. We're looking forward to see you take another step this week.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Eugene Rogers, head coach of the Corsicana Tigers. We'll be back for more of the pregame show after this. All right, welcome
we
to
are.
the Corsicana Tiger pregame show here. Corsicana Tigers getting ready to take on Midlothian Heritage Jaguars. And facing the district, you got to switch there. We switched on you.
That's all right.
You got us. Hey, man, look at there. He can own it, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we facing the
Wow.
district leader here in Heritage, who has rolled through district. Richie, I think, was it 52 points a game on offense, giving up 13 a game on defense, and have not been tested since non-district, where they did get tested. Lost 3 games against some very tough opponents, obviously, but a challenge here tonight for this undermanned Corsicana Tiger staff.
Well, and I think it's about ball control on our end of it, trying to keep the ball away from them and not giving them an opportunity to put 52 points up on the board and make them stop us and, keep us below 13 points a game. We've played – that last week was, I feel like, the best game that the Tigers have played. I hate that a coach has to go on his own coaching show and justify their scheming because this staff can coach. And there's no doubt about it. But him feeling that way, for starters, and having to say that is just something that should never happen, and especially on his own show. But the Tigers came out last week. They responded very, very well. The coaching staff did do a great job of changing things up. So that's the first time Kaufman had seen anything like that on any film that they had on us. Now that Midlothian's seen it, they're going to have a better understanding about it. But still, we've got some guys back there that are very athletic, very skilled, have the speed that you're looking at. Our offensive line, to me, just played their best game last week. Coach mentioned it on his show. They got bodies on bodies. I felt like they worked in unison as well. So everything played out very, very well for them, the Tigers, last week. And I think that it's going to be a tougher road to go down, but it's something that I feel like now, with the confidence the Tigers have, that they're going to accept the challenge. And as Coach said, last week's word was fight. They'll continue that piece of that motivational word.
Well, and let's go back to why it hasn't looked like that. Well, availability of personnel has really been a part of it. Getting people that can all play, all be healthy enough to play. You probably wanted to hold back on some of that before you got to district. And then once you got to district, you had things occur. Turtle wasn't available against Terrell. Okay, well, that changes things.
Sure.
Jabraylon Jones, who had been playing a lot of quarterback, he's got dings. He's got bad ribs. So when Turtle can't play out there, he's not in the game. And we saw some of that last week. And then, Mark Brown, who is probably your number one player on this team, with his ability on both sides of the ball, he wasn't available against Greenville. If he's available against Greenville, I feel pretty good about how that game turns out. It's just been that constant thing of turnover and having people dinged up and injured, and the inability to deal with some of those has been tough. And you go back to every game in district, we keep pointing it out, but we've been in every game with a lead or within a score in the second half of every district game so far.
And that's very promising. But once again, and Eugene talked about it, back in the old school days, it was offense and defense. Your best players are playing, and that was one thing he mentioned about last week's plan. Hey, we're going to have the best guys on the field, and they're going to have to go both ways, and they're just going to have to be Iron Men on it. Well, same thing here. The bad part about it is he couldn't do that because he'd be taken away from a position on one side of the ball, and the backup was not the same caliber, and we weren't getting the same reps in practice. It was just, it's tough for a coach when you don't have the numbers like you want and you don't have the depth like you need in order to really be successful and to have a complete game plan. I think last week was their first opportunity to truly have that complete game plan.
Well, and I think, too, is you would ideally like that full-time defensive guy to be a spot or a role player on offense to come in. And instead of having to be the full-time, because you have to be full-time on both sides, it gets a little difficult, as we've seen. And then if somebody gets hurt, you're losing 2 players and not one. So, but I think the other thing, your point about the O-line, I think one thing that really helped them last week to be better is just the different types of threats that the other team was facing. They had, as Coach Rogers said in the coach's show, is make them think. Instead of just lining up and knowing, okay, they're in this set, this is what they're going to do. Well, now we got threats everywhere, so we have to be, and they get back on their heels a little bit, allow those guys to get out, fire out, and do what they need to do to create some of those holes. And we saw that last week with the best all-around offensive game. And, again, now we got to protect the ball.
Yes.
If you protect the ball here, you got a chance to win that ball game. Even if we don't throw the pick six right before half, and you get the touchdown, and you get the touchdown called for you, which clearly was a touchdown. But you have those couple things, you're looking at a potential tie ball game. So,
well, and to your point about the different threats, not only had that team not seen those particular players in those positions, and then with the motion and the different formations that we played with, the coaching staff over there, they had to put their thinking cap on too.
Yep.
So now they're saying, oh, he put him in motion, and then everybody starts talking. And that's why you got to have a pecking order as to who gets to speak and what you're listening to. And, there's not a bunch of talking going on, but I'm sure on that sideline, when they saw the formation and the personnel group out there, I'm sure their game plan changed a whole lot, and it enabled us to do a whole lot more offensively.
Well, we saw a lot, and defensively they held probably the best quarterback we have seen all season. Held him under his season average.
Yep.
Held a great receiver under his season average down to 59 yards. Broke up a great pass in the end zone. Textbook coverage from, a lot of corners face a lot taller guys. That's kind of the way the positions work out. And he played it perfect. Went up between his arms and knocked the ball loose. And man, just the way he coached it, he had it secured. It was going to be a touchdown. And those are the kind of plays you need to do when you're going to have an upset, which is last week would have been an upset. We got captain's meeting early here down on the field, guys, with Congressman Jake Elsey down there as well. We'll do the coin toss. Looks like for the Tigers, Montre Bush is down there. Max Gomez, Big 79, Mark Peters, and that is Reese, the two guard. We got offensive line show down there.
Yes, it is. It's straight running.
Montre Bush, who's back this week, thankfully. As saw some guys have to get in there, including Big Kevin Reese, for a couple of downs.
Played him a little D.
Yeah. I know Cornejo's dinged up a little bit today, and, of course, he played 80%, 90% of that game for both ways, and would be a big loss. Hopefully I think he'll gut it out here tonight. And I know Turtle Lewis is dinged up a little bit from a shoulder, so we'll see how much he can throw the ball. But, again, what his playmaking skills at quarterback, running the ball, adds that other dimension, and you really need to have him out there.
And he's so natural. It's not a trained, he's very natural. His movements are natural. His instincts are natural. His ability to cut and then accelerate quickly are all just things that he's been blessed with, and it just creates a huge threat as a quarterback. And, of course, nowadays, as compared to back in the day, the quarterback is such a big threat all the way around now.
Yep.
So,
well, Tigers will receive the ball here to start the first half, and they'll be going left to right. And we're getting ready to kick this thing off here. And Tigers nor the Jaguars have entered the field yet, but they are both in their tunnels. They'll be coming out. Tigers will be in their blue pants and their white tops. I like that look.
I do too.
Yeah, it's a good look there. And be against the all-red Jaguars. Midlothian got the Panthers, the original Midlothian High, and Heritage is the Jaguars, so they're sticking with the cat theme.
The cat theme. Yeah.
But we know the Tigers are the bigger cat, so hopefully they can come out tonight and get them a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm all about that, especially here at home and on senior night as well. They had a big ceremony. I like the way they put their Adam talked about it too. I like the way they put their senior night recognition together, and it went flawlessly, so it It was good to see.
PA guy needed a drink after all that. There's a lot of names to call out.
Did he ever?
So we are waiting for something. I'm not exactly sure what.
But it's a standoff. Is what
who's
going to
go first?
Yeah, that's and no joke. That's a real deal. Coaches do that all the time. They're going first. They're going first.
So the Tigers do enter the field traditionally with the walk, and they'll break it out here as they get to the 30. So now you hear the home team. Oh, gosh, a train horn.
Yes.
Love it. Not really. All right, well, we got, man, I like those shiny red helmets they got.
Yeah, they looked black in the coin toss, and then now as they run by, they're very metallic.
Yeah. So we got kickoff coming right up here, and we'll have the national anthem and all the good stuff. We'll go quiet for the national anthem, let you hear that, and looks like maybe the choir is going to perform that. I'm guessing as they are. Looks like they're out on the field.
They are horseshoed and ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got one of their players a part of the choir too that's going to participate.
Nice. Well, next to last game here, of course, Tigers will have one on Thursday at home against Ennis. As Chuck tells me, Sam Harrell announces his retirement again. And again, I think his health problems have come back a little bit. He hadn't been able to be out on the field as much as he would like. So let's go to the national anthem here, and we'll be back for the opening kickoff after that.
Thank you for your years of talent that you've given to the Jaguar program. We will miss you greatly. And at this time, please join us in the singing of our national anthem, led by the Heritage High School Varsity Mixed Choir.
For the national anthem, great job by the choir there, and Corsicana needs to get off to a quick start like they did last week offensively, and give yourself a chance. And that's how you pull an upset, right? You come out.
Yes, it is.
And we were talking about it. We're both obviously on the Heritage Bowl board, which is a Division II bowl game that we host every year, and there's a big loss last night in Division II is Wichita Baptist. Undefeated, beat the #1 team in Harding, Stephen Nutt's Harding University a couple weeks ago, and lose to a Ophir team last night in Southern Nazarene, and who was our bowl participant last season.
Yes.
And so it happens. An undefeated team this late in the season losing to a team that's 0-8 or whatever they were.
Right.
Unlikely, but here it is as a chance to go up against the big boys in the district tonight and make a statement and really set your course for the coming season.
Absolutely, and it's going to be all about poise because their confidence, the Heritage Jaguar confidence level is high. They feel very, very good about themselves and where they are in the district since they're in a commanding lead here. But we've got to do our part and just stay within ourselves as a team, maintain our composure, think, and be clear-minded as we go through it, because it'll give us the best opportunity to be able to execute.
Here's the kickoff, and they're going to kick it deep. Going back, should go to the end zone, and it does. It'll be a touchback. Great kick right there.
Yeah, it really was.
Man, I don't think there's no wind either.
No, not at all. And that was probably 3-4 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, you don't want to have that guy kicking a field goal on it.
No.
So Tigers will take over at their 25. Heritage, again, how old is Heritage? About 5 to 6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought when we were growing up, Richie, in the 80s, that Midlothian, a 2A school, would have 2 5A schools? And did Midlothian High go to? They're at least Division 1. They might go to 6A. Turtle Lewis is in at quarterback. Murphy going to hand it off to fake the handoff, going deep. First play, got Damone Brown, receiver. The defender falls down. They're going to call a flag. It would be a touchdown without the flag, but I think they're going to call offensive interference and little contact, but I don't know that he was pushed down.
Yeah, it was. Initially you think feet, but with the ball underthrown, Brown slowed down, and then hands came out, and so we're not going to get the call there.
Can you get us the replay? No. Touchdown. Hey, the Tigers get a break.
Wow.
Amazing. That's the first break from an official we've gotten all season,
Wow.
I think.
Okay.
So a 75-yard touchdown pass to start this ball game to Damone Brown, who can – okay, Damon. I've heard him called all 3 things by the coach at different times. So last I heard was Damon. I'm going to stick with that until I hear different. Whoever he is, he's a big play machine. So
big play Brown.
And so Zuniga on for the PAT. Ruiz with the hold. Low snap, gets it up and gets it around the rusher, and it is good. Good job. Good focus there by Zuniga and Ruiz.
Oh, that was a great short hop by Ruiz. And, Zuniga, he kind of hesitated, took his time, stayed in a rhythm as best he could, and was able to get the ball through. Those snaps have got to be up. We've been doing those 9 weeks, 10 weeks,
Week 9,
11 weeks.
Plus a couple of scrimmages if they worked on some special teams, I would
just have
imagine.
to improve that. Now we need to do our job.
Yeah.
On the flip side of the ball.
Let's just go out and make it happen, right? So.
Yeah, I'm still baffled by the
I
picking
can't
up
believe
the flag.
they picked it up.
Me neither.
I'm glad they did. I think it was incidental. Somewhat, anyway. Aaron Counts will be deep.
And in some cases, calls are made just by what they see.
Yep.
They just assume he pushed him hard enough to knock him to the ground, and everybody's flopping in every sport nowadays. So.
All right, so Chuck says his mic's not working. How about turning it on? No, that's not it? Okay. Also, Braden Abila is back deep. There's 2 deep. Zuniga with a short approach, so will probably be Pooch. And he kicks it. Going to be taken at about the 22 from the Tigers have a chance. Ball's on the ground. Tigers have it. Tigers have it. How about this start for the Corsicana Tigers? Tigers will have the ball here, first down at the 22-yard line.
Number
what are we?
Number 33 to Lee Thomas.
Whoa. Chuck, all right, can't talk to me. I did not hear what it was.
Well, we don't hear very well out of those speakers.
No, it's
got
pretty
nothing
muffled.
to do with our stuff. It's
it's pretty muffled.
The speakers themselves. Well,
Text us what happened, Chuck.
Evidently, we're offsides, maybe. That's all I can think of.
Offsides, thank you. So you got batteries, you say. So, okay. Well, referees giveth and they taketh away. So And again, that was on us. Taking it about the same place this time. He catches it. And he's going to be tackled right at the 32-yard line. And a good tackle right there is at 13. Getting up right there for the Tigers. That's Alan Walker, of course, who is the leading tackler for this Corsicana team. So Tigers almost had an incredible break. But not to be an offsides penalty cost us. And Heritage will take over here from the 31-yard line. Carter Rutenbar is the quarterback. Dynamic quarterback, good thrower and runner. Running back is Davis, Z-A-K-O. Zako. We're just going to call him Davis. Z or Davis, how about that? Up the middle, he's got room now, he's gone. Man, he just sliced through the Tiger defense. One missed tackle, and that was it. So, 2 plays, 2 offensive plays, and 2 touchdowns.
Wow, now we're back to even. Now we're back to square. Yeah, we had a defensive back come in with the opportunity to make the tackle, and he just ducked his head and dove at his feet instead of just taking the chance and getting in his way and bodied him up. But the offsides
low snap.
And a fumble.
It does get it through. Wyatt Dunn with the PAT. As you can tell, we are outside on the film deck, and it is loud when that horn goes off. So.
Yeah, because you're hearing it not only through the speaker or the mics that we have for the crowd, but you're hearing it through our mic as well.
So what an exciting start here. 2 big long plays for touchdowns. A long 75-yard pass for the Tigers. Turtle Lewis to Damon Brown. And then the run from Z Davis for 69 yards. And then we had the kickoff that wasn't. Man, that offsides penalty cost us big time right there.
It did. It really did.
Ball at the 22, and then they turned that into a touchdown.
Because we would have had the ball inside the 30. But we just need to respond now, and we'll see if he kicks it deep again.
So here's Wyatt Dunn with the 5-yard approach. Kicked it in the end zone last time. Again, no win. Kicks it deep. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
You better get there because we're not getting back there. They read it. So the Tigers will take over again at the 25. With 11:28 to go. Less than a minute have gone, and there's 2 scores.
And, kicking a ball that deep is different than pooch kicking because you're practicing the pooch kick, so everybody gets accustomed to the depth, the drop that they have, certain yardage. When you kick it deeper, you've got to go deeper. And so that really that can mess up a kickoff return.
Okay, Evans is in the game at running back with Turtle Lewis. We've got 3 wideouts, 2 backs in the backfield. There's a snap. Going to hand it off, fake the handoff. Lewis coming to the right side. Got 1 man to beat. And good job on the outside right there by 21 on the tackle. Picks up about a yard.
That's just good defensive play. Stayed at home, kept his feet moving, kept his head up, and went for the legs.
Yeah, that strong safety did a really good job staying there.
Mm-hmm. The QB now knows how he's going to get tackled by that guy. So the next time he's out in the open, don't be surprised if he hurdles him.
All right, same formation. There's the snap. Runs a read, hands it off this time to Evans. Nowhere to go. Maybe a yard or so on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and long here for the Tigers.
Just have to move our feet. The play side guard got stalemated. Cornejo came off and missed the linebacker, and they were able to stack it up in that gap right there. So we've got to be able to move our feet, be under control, not keep them inside your shoulders. They have to be wider, and we're taking those choppy steps to get there. If we get a little movement at that guard spot and Cornejo just chips on that guy, we've got a chance to maybe make a heck of a lot more than what we did.
Got 3rd and 7. Dropping back to pass. Looking to pass. Pressure. He takes off. tackle from behind. It'll be close to the same yardage. So about almost back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down. Tigers are going to have to punt.
Man, we got away. You know, we talk about all the time how we felt like our defense would get held. We got away with a hold there. Number 70 got the back shoulder of the defensive end, and he got beat, and he pulled him, and I was waiting for the referee to call it, but the referee hadn't moved.
He might have waited to see what the outcome of the play was.
Yeah, well, he hadn't moved since that previous play started. Now he's stepping away.
All right, so Zuniga in to punt. Tigers missing a player.
Here he comes.
Probably going to have to take a penalty here. Going to call timeout. I think I might have just taken the 5 yards, but timeouts aren't that important, as important in high school. To score all tied at 7. If you joined us a little late, you missed a whole lot in a short period of time.
You sure did.
Yeah, the Tigers take the opening kickoff. The first play, 75-yard pass from Lewis to Brown, number 1 Brown, for touchdown. Dropped a flag. Looked like they might call offensive interference. They picked it up for a touchdown. And then first play from scrimmage, going the other way, Heritage with a run, goes 69 yards for a touchdown. So still not 3 minutes going off the clock. And there's 2 scores, and Tigers going to be punting. So
all right, so if we're matching, it's time for a 3 and out.
There you go. We'll
Heritage.
take it.
Yep, we will.
Right now, we just like to make a tackle after seeing that first play. They go for the block. Do not get it. It's going to be hit short at about the 48, 47. Going to be down by Frank Jackson there at the 47. So Heritage will take over with 9:01 to go in the first.
We kind of got away with one there, too.
Did we hit the return guy?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Pete, you know, he lowered his shoulder and just bumped into him. So we got away with that one.
So coming into this game, Davis had, that's the wrong stats. Z Davis had 774 yards, I believe. Yes, add 69 to that. So he'll be looking to try to get 1,000 next week. Hopefully not tonight. Empty backfield. Quarterback, left-handed quarterback rolling. No, right-handed quarterback rolling to his left. Throws it out of bounds. Good play there on defense. How'd you like that pursuit from inside?
Oh, I loved it. Now, the one thing that poor old Josiah Lopez is, you know, he's going to fight this, and he's been fighting it. You know, he's just outsized by those tackles. The tackles that we've been playing, they're just so much bigger than him, and their length in their arms, they're able to get a hold of him quicker than he can. So he's going to have to really use his quickness and avoid those hands and maintain that outside contain. He did a good job on the recovery right there to force the pass.
Davis lined up to the right, going to hand it off to him. No, they were pulling it out and RPO it.
Oh, yes.
Hands on the tip at the mid-level by the linebackers probably there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who got some of that.
Alan Walker with a slap. Maybe that was him getting his hands up. So,
and that was great because we were body-wise, we were on that receiver. So,
all right, you said 3 and out. It's 3rd and 10, by the way. Got a chance here.
Let's go.
Got 3 wides in the game. Actually 4. Thrips to the left. Looking down the field. Throws it to the inside guy on the curl route, and it's caught. Complete. Will be a first down.
Then they brought a receiver inside and occupied the Escamilla, and then brought this guy behind him, and he just filled that little empty zone that Escamilla left once he was covering his threat coming at him.
Those 3 receiver concepts, creating a little space, 2-by-2 set this time. Going to bring a man in motion to the wide side. Running backs to the left of Rutenbar, looking down the field, and it's caught as Cooks falls down in the coverage. Going to pick up a few yards. He's going to be 3rd and about 3 there.
Yeah, you'd like to see your linebacker take more of an angle and work out to that twins look right there because, you know, it's not a trips. Now, he opened up perfectly perfectly for a trips formation there, but just work out wider with those doubles out to him.
So 2nd and 3. Going to run the read, hand it off to Davis coming left. And he is going to be brought down by the cornerback. That is Marquise Cooks.
Yep.
And he goes down to about the 27, I guess.
Yeah.
Did just enough for a first down.
Hurry, hurry. Here we go.
They're going fast. Running the zone read, hand it off to going to the right side, the outside, a lot of room. Kicking it outside and going to be run out of bounds. I believe that's Alan Walker chasing him down. Goes out of bounds at the 5, but a big gain right there, about 22.
Yeah, good job by Allen in pursuit to go and make that play right there.
They sealed that inside off on that
Well, they do.
little pass right there. And quarterback's going to keep it this time and push forward. He's going to be short, about a yard short of the goal line, so it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, their center is the shortest guy on the field as far as the offensive lineman, and then it looks like all the other 4, both guards, both tackles, are 6'3" or better as far as height.
Full house backfield running the T. Hand it off to the half. Hand it off, and it's scored from 29. That's number 29, Malik Crutcher. So TD run there. So now Heritage takes the lead. How about that T formation, man?
Yeah, now everybody's standing up. That's what trips me out is everybody's just standing up like they're a tailback. But
there's the snap, holds down, good kick. Nice kicker. Dwight Dunn's definitely a good kicker. So
yeah, they execute that very, very well.
And that ball wasn't directly back, and the holder did a good job getting it on the tee. And so just like that, Heritage is up 14-7. And Tigers need a little magic. And again, what we need to see now, we had the flash play. We need to be able to see a consistent drive and pick up some first downs.
Well, we're seeing that we're not as in unison offensively as far as the offensive line goes, you know, compared to what we saw last week. So they've got to regroup and just start executing, doing what they did last year, and let's go get them. I mean, these are the kind of teams you want to play because you want to beat them and you want to shock them.
And go back to part of that really is you're not executing as well because the guys in front of you are a whole lot better.
Well, you're right. Yeah, they're very confident. They're undefeated for a reason.
So they've kicked both of the previous kickoffs into the end zone. See if that holds up here. Once you start doing that, you create some opportunities to do some other things, right?
Sure do.
And you're going to kick it deep.
Oh,
and it's going to be short. Does it go out of bounds or sneak in?
Touchback.
It did sneak in. Boy, that's pretty well targeted right there.
Yeah. I think he tried to kick it again like he did before, and he just over-kicked it.
Over his,
Yeah.
Like my snap hook sometimes. So put a little extra into it. So
let's put something together here. We got an opportunity, so let's go.
All right, so the Tigers will take over at their 25, their third possession already. Tigers will have Evans and Murphy in the game. Murphy will be lined up as more of the fullback. 3 wideouts. There's a snap. Fakes the handoff, going deep this way to Jamil Taylor. Throws it up.
Intercepted.
No, man, it ends up going in the hands of 26 with a great interception. Taylor was fighting for the ball as he came back for it. As you can see right here, used his left arm, and as it comes off of his chest, falls in the hands of the defender.
As he's falling down. So it's the perfect interception, just falls right into his chest, and he's wrapping it up.
So Heritage has got a chance to put another score up here pretty quick with 6:40 to go in the first. Already up 14-7. And again, I like throwing a jump ball to him. He's a big, tall guy. That's probably one of the better throws you can throw to him. He can get up and compete. That time, he didn't have time to stop and get up and go to the highest point right there as it was behind him a little bit.
Well, that is a good throw for him, and with the advantage that he has size-wise, and that's just unfortunate that it didn't fall in our favor that time.
Okay. Run the zone read, hand it off, going to the outside, and the Turtle Lewis is there, going to get him for a yard gain. Good job right there by Lewis. Also back playing safety is a Montre McCowan, number 26, assuming that's roster is correct.
Frank Jackson was the outside backer there, came under a block, and thank goodness, Turtle did a great job on his pursuit and his angle to make that tackle.
No Mark Brown. I have not seen Mark Brown, and if we could get a hold of Chuck, I would ask him about that, but I have not seen 7 today, so that is a big loss if he is not available. So it is 2nd down and 9. Wasn't really expecting that snap, but there goes. Got a double move and hit the receiver. Satterwhite. Is that Satterwhite?
15.
Actually landing right on the little double move down the sideline. Hit him in stride. I remember this. I remember Rudenbar from last season. He's a good quarterback. On the money right there, Carter Rudenbar.
Yeah, well executed.
Handles the ball well too on those fakes. Going to fake the toss. He's going to keep it coming up the middle. Going to pick up about 8 or 9.
Gosh, I would like to see that defensive end just stay there and know he's got support from the outside linebacker, corner, safety, whomever.
Going fast here.
Oh, and it's Oklahoma formation.
Throwing it in the middle to Landon Wright, who will score.
He'll score.
This is good offensive scheme and talent to be able to just line up and run and play on site, really, right?
Yeah. And that's probably what they've been doing all year as well. I call that an Oklahoma formation. We had it when I was coaching, and we just based it off of an Oklahoma formation that Stoops had with his offense, and you've got a multitude of things that you're looking at, and of course they see a seam route right down the middle.
Kick is up and good, so 21-7 lead, as it does not take Heritage long to put points on the board.
No, it really doesn't, and they're a quick-paced, an indie-paced type team because, early on they score on one play, so you don't get a feel as to what they do when they put a drive together. But now that as we've seen it, big plays, boy, they're going to line up quick. They've got a plan to do that, and I would assume that they've done that all year as well.
And it seems like their pattern is if they get a good gain, they're right on the ball. Yep. If they have an incomplete pass, they'll huddle and start and reset. But, they'll go quick if they capitalize on something that follow up on good positive plays there. So another kickoff. This kid's leg's going to need to be iced.
You know what?
Of course, he's used to it. They're scoring 52, right?
He's in shape. His leg's in shape. It's in kicking shape.
All right, so Mark is out, possibly an illness, Chuck gathers. So kick is deep, and it will barely get into the end zone. I think it hit the line.
I think I won't say that. You're right. His leg might be tired. Who knows? But it almost makes me think he's kicking it to land inside the goal line to make us field it deep and try to pin us deep. Because like I said before, when those balls are kicked deep, the drop and the yardage that you have to go back to pick up your man deepens as well. And that's something that's got to be they've got to see the ball kick deep, and then they have to know I got to get deep.
I think I tell Marquise to line up on the goal line. If you got to come up, you'll know. Going to be a quarterback sweep going to the left side. Got a little block there. And good physical run by the quarterback. Should get around 5.
Oh, that was a nice – everything about that was nice. I felt, we were in total control. We did a great job on the front. We had a nice lead blocker to pick up one of the defenders, and then, Turtles lowering that shoulder and staying up and making things happen.
Only get 4 on the spot. So this will be 2nd and 6 as he goes out of bounds just a tad before the 30. Going to hand it off, coming to the right side. Murphy got a little seam, and we're going to have a hold.
Yeah, it's going to be on Pete.
So I thought he did a good job of kind of setting him up and then coming back outside right there. But, yeah, little hold to keep him from getting away. And that's pretty easy to see. So.
Yeah, he got outside on him. Pete didn't want him outside, and he got outside on Pete, so Pete, pulled him in. At least he kept his hands in. They weren't outside.
Yeah. So we're going to take it back to the 19. So we're going to be 2nd and long, 16 to go. And we got whistles.
Well, the ball was on the outside of the hash.
Yeah. Okay, well, here we go. 2nd and 16. Looking back. Pulls it back as it was covered and gets outside and gets some positive yards out of it. Good job not to throw it into coverage and to be able to pull it down and get something out of it.
Yeah. Cornejo looked like somebody stepped on his foot or tripped him, but, man, he was coming back to pass protect and ended up falling backwards. And the next thing you know, they had to right up the middle of the threat. He got tripped up by another foot of his own team.
Picked up a couple yards. So it's 3rd and 14. Big 3rd down right here. Sure don't want to give the ball right back to him after there's 3 quick scores. Throwing the screen pass, and probably threw it about the place it needed to be because it was perfectly covered.
Well, I wonder if it needed to be thrown in the middle because the pulling linemen, the lead blockers out there, they're going to the right.
Didn't run it right.
Yeah, they're heading out to the right side.
Yeah.
And Keenan just squared up right there in the middle, but his blockers are going to the outside, so you'd think he'd hesitate and open up and follow his guys. You see him out there on the replay.
Thrown away from him. So.
Yeah.
Did not fool Heritage, though, so it'll be 4th down. Got a single man back near midfield. Ball bounces in. I don't know how we don't have a knee down. He must have gotten it up. And a good kick from Zuniga. He must have been able to pull. Looked like he was on to scoop it.
He learned from the previous. Well, it was a couple weeks ago when that happened to us.
Sure did.
But he learned from that, and he's not letting it happen again. That's for sure.
So they'll have the ball at their 48. 4:43 to go. It just seems, some games it seems like the clock just never stops. This game seems like it never starts.
Yeah.
So what happens when you have so much happen so quickly?
It doesn't make any sense.
Wow, look at this formation. It's a tight Twins look. They got receivers and H-backs on both sides, running back in the backfield. First down, pitcher coming around the other way. It's covered out here. Good job by Brown.
Yes.
He makes the play.
Great
Going to
job.
get a yard out of it, but a good job. Tackle Satterwhite, Damon Brown, continuing to play well for the Corsicana team.
Stays outside. They've got pullers or people that ought to be outside picking him up. They didn't do a good job picking him up. He did a great job coming inside out and maintaining some leverage and maintaining his feet. Great tackle in the open field.
2nd and 9. Rolling to the right. Got an underneath man. Throws to the second level. Caught by Satterwhite, leading a receiver. And it's taken down to the 35-yard line. And again, that's just good execution, Coach.
It is, and he's throwing it right over Frank, and just dropping it in there, because you've got a defender in his line of sight, and his accuracy just showed right there.
Yeah, Ryan Satterwhite's a senior. Remember him from last season. Those two hooked up quite a bit. Bringing a man in motion across the formation. Running the read. Going to pull it out.
Get that ball.
Inside. Tigers got it.
Yes.
Got a chance to go the other way. Cuts it inside. That's the sophomore playing safety. Montre McCown got the tip.
Was that Damon Brown on the coverage there?
Yes, it was Damon on the coverage.
So ball bounces, hits the receiver in the chest. Yeah, Damon Brown right there, and he knocks it away. McCallan's right there to get it. Tigers catch a break. They will have the ball in Heritage territory.
Alan Walker was excited. He sees the ball caught. He kind of jumps up and claps his hands real quick and then goes, oh, hey, I got to go.
I got to go block somebody.
Yeah, I got to go get somebody. He was fired up that, the interception was made. Great play.
Yes.
That's a great play.
And again, the kid that hadn't played a ton on defense,
Right.
Montre McCown, sophomore, making the catch. Hand it off to Evans, going to kick it outside. There was nowhere to go inside, nowhere to go outside.
No, they swarm. They see high hats and they're triggering quick, and we don't have that movement up front like we did last week. We're just catching those defenders coming off, and they're taking it to us.
So you got second down and about 13 here. And the running game has been stifled.
It has, but at least we're still plugging away at it.
Yep.
We're not giving up on it. We're just still plugging away at it because we'll have something pop for us. We'll make some blocks and some things will happen right there.
So again, Lewis going to keep it coming to the right. And again, good job from that linebacker safety guy, just closing that gap down. Nowhere really to go. Number 10 for Heritage, Chris Robinson. Really very active right there, closing that lane down.
That was number 44, who's a defensive lineman. He's an end. Now, he could have been on the play side.
Yeah.
Right now, he's to the wide side of the field, so he probably was on the play side, but he defeats the block, runs straight down the line. We had a block out here by the receiver, and his pursuit just beat us to it. We couldn't squeeze past fast enough.
So 3rd and 13. Tigers going to run it again with the quarterback to the short side of the field. And again, just numbers over here. You just can't get through them all. He's going to pick up a yard.
Well, and it's just getting to the next level.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's moving to the next level. We're not getting past the next level. We're in chase mode with some of them, and it's just, it looks like there's 50 of them because they pursue so quick. But if we can just get up and reach and move to the next level and overtake and all those other things that you talk about as a coach, it'd look a lot better. It'd be a lot better.
Yeah, 4th down here as the Tigers don't take advantage of the turnover. Good snap, good kick.
Better blocking.
Yeah, good spiral, going to bounce. Hits the receiver. Hits the receiver. He's going to recover it, but it's going to be down at the 4-yard line. So good job on the coverage.
Let's see, with that Betts down there on the coverage? Yeah, it was.
I think so.
Good job. Way to be there.
So 1:07 to go. Still in the first quarter. But they have the ball at their own 4.
But we've done a good job of managing our game and, eating time off the clock and trying to work what we can.
It is 21-7 Heritage here with 1:07 to go. Heritage with the ball down on their end of the field. So Tigers with the interception, but at least it's flipped the field.
We've got something here. Timeout maybe?
Yeah. Not
I think it was Heritage because they had to run an offensive lineman on. One of the starters something was going on with him. I don't know if they were taping him up or adjusting his braces, but they called him a little timeout.
A little timeout here.
Yep.
Tigers down 21-7. Again, the opening lead on the first play of the game from scrimmage anyway. And got you off to an exciting start. They score on their first play. We kick off. They fumble it. We recover it. But we were offsides, and so then they score quickly after that. So actually, that was on our first kickoff. They fumbled, and then they scored to tie it up. So we would have had a chance to, flip that.
Yeah.
At least maybe kick a field goal or something down there. You got the ball pretty deep in their end. So,
but they did score quickly.
Yes, they did, and they've scored 3 times pretty quickly. So.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
So Tigers get the chance here, get them backed up, see if they can make a play. And there's the snap. Going to hand it off straight ahead to the running back, and he's gone. It's going to be a 96-yard touchdown. He might get to 1,000 tonight. That is going to be probably 170-something yards today. Tom's sick tonight. He couldn't come, but that
well,
is
for sure on
96 and a 69.
Yeah,
and
there you
anything
go.
else that happened, he got a few more yards out of that.
Yeah.
So. Wow, that's fast. It's hard. It's hard to kill a game too, when it's going this fast.
Well, and there's no doubt you can see the reason that they have averaged so many points.
Yep.
Offensively, they're explosive in every way,
and they execute.
Yes, they do.
And again, it's not like their receivers are just running all over. They run precise. Quarterback, they're all on the same page, and you got a very explosive running back.
Yeah.
So, quarterback's accurate too.
Yeah, he is, and smart. His decision making.
Yep.
Because, these passes that he's riding a running back, he's got a read he's following. Well, he's made great reads except the interception.
Yep.
And all the other times.
Well, that was really on the receiver.
Yeah, it really was.
They put it right on his number, or they put it on the right number instead of the center. So, you count on your big guy to catch that ball, right?
Sure.
So,
yeah, you are. Heck yeah.
So here we go with the kickoff. It's 28-7 now. Still not out of the first quarter.
That's the thing. Still not out of the first quarter.
So here's the kickoff. Kicks it deep. It's going to bounce. And you got to run it out. Marquise Cooks, well covered. And that's what they're trying to do.
That's exactly it. Once again, you've got to get deep and pick up your man later than you normally do. And then the decision has to be made sooner than that. You're taking a bounce or two, and then you go get it and take off. By that time, the guys have already let the guy past him, so we were in a pickle from the start on that one.
Yeah, you knew that wasn't going to be good.
No.
That ball hit and kind of checked up.
Yes.
So,
yep.
So ball will be on the 6-yard line for the Tigers to start. What about a flip of the field? That is. You got them on the 4, they score one time, kick it off, and now he's on your 6. So pretty dangerous area here for the Tigers.
Very much so.
Calling for the snap. That's Locke in the game. Evans trips and falls, or slips and falls. Gets back. They're going to give him the same spot. So Lewis is not in the game. It's Antonio Locke, number 17, the quarterback.
Okay.
Again, Jabraylon Jones has some injury issues. Kept him from playing last week, and looks like it's going to keep him maybe out tonight. Going to be a quarterback run straight up the middle. Had using Evans to be the lead, and nowhere to go right there. And the thing is, Coach, there's a flag. Looking at their defense, it's not huge. Those are just athletic guys supposed to be in the right spot. And I think number 7's got himself in a little trouble here. I don't know if that's a flag on them. The way they reacted. So, as the white hat came over and talked to the coach on this side.
Well, and we're going to see if we're involved too.
No, probably so. Eric Edwards is the head coach for Heritage. See if we can hear the call.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 70 on the offense.
70 on offense.
Remaining third down.
Oh, just on us.
70.
Yeah, Max Gomez.
He's on the left side. This all took place on the right side. Wait a minute.
Yep. I think so. I think that's the right spot.
Well, isn't Max 75?
No. Or, yeah, maybe. We'll see. Yeah,
Maybe-
sorry, that's Landon Irvin. Excuse me.
Maybe he said 70.
He said 70. No, he said 70.
Well,
it was on the left side. I think that's where he threw the flag, and that's
Okay.
going to be it. So that's into the first quarter. Sorry, we got a little down the rabbit hole there. Down
Yeah, we
28-7 to Heritage. We'll take a minute break here, and we'll come back for the rest of the first half after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to salute our friends at Citizens National Bank of Texas. We're on the field with Coach York. We appreciate their support and everything they do for Midlothian ISD and Midlothian Athletics. They're here as the game sponsor this evening, and we appreciate everything that C&B has done this year and all of the years. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate it.
All right, we are back here. Second quarter about to begin. Tigers down 28-7. They've got a big 3rd and 13. Not a good situation to find yourself in.
No, there's not a whole lot of practice time spent on being, on your 3
Yep.
coming out.
So 3rd down, going to hand it off. Nowhere to go. Stood up, stalemated right there, and we push forward a little bit. Get up to about the 7, and so it'll be 4th down. Tigers will have to punt it again. Zuniga is going to need to ice his leg as well, just for a different style.
Yeah.
Easy to see this team they're easily the best team we've seen this season.
Yeah. And they've done this against every team in our district.
Oh, yeah. Every team. Both sides of the ball. So Zuniga on to kick it. High snap. Gets it off. Good kick. Good spiral. High. Fair catch called. It'll be at our 46. They will take over here looking to do some more damage.
Yeah. Well executed there. I felt much better about that one and maybe the one before that, but the other couple that we had, they were close to being in on those and getting them knocked down. So
I'd rather have that snap a little high than bouncing on the ground.
yes, absolutely.
Not too high.
No, not too
But
high.
if I got to do a little hop to catch it, that's good. It gets him in his rhythm. A lot easier to snap. As an old punter, you would understand
you are able
those
to-
things a whole lot better.
Yes, you're able to keep that rhythm, and that's the key.
So, Heritage takes over here. Number 8, Z Davis. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, so I'm just going with Z. He just glides through there. This time Escamilla gets him near the line of scrimmage, and he leans forward for a couple more. So he'll pick up to what's that going to be, the 43-yard line. Gain of about 4.
Did a good job maintaining our area, and that's why he's trying to creep through. Escamilla did a good job fighting through people and blocks to make that tackle right there.
Going to give him 3, I guess. Ends up, and it'll be 2nd and 7. So you got 3 wideouts in the game. 1 back, bring the man across to the wide side. They're back to pass, looking inside. Pressured. And there's Alan Walker closes the gap. He'll get him down after about a yard.
He pulled the ball out, and then nobody has mentioned that it's down, so we're looking.
Well, let's see. And Allen's done a good job pulling the balls out at different times. To say he rips it. Is he down? They're going to mark him down. Either that or they recovered it.
Yeah, they marked him down.
So,
well, it looked like one of their offensive linemen came up. I thought for a minute we had it, but we didn't.
So you got about a half yard on the gain. So it brings up a 3rd down right here. Likely in 4-down territory if they need it. Check with me on the sideline. Coach is making a new call. Overload here to the right with a tight end, an H-back, and a running back. Going to fake the toss and toss it to him. String it out. He's going to go down. Good job by Escamilla. And Cooks. Going to be a loss on the play.
Nice job by Coach Rogers getting Escamilla on the edge out here, pushing the defensive end down a little bit, feeling like they're going to be able to reach us and get the edge. But Escamilla did a great job coming down the line of scrimmage and dropping them for a loss right there.
And the loss on the play brings out the punter. Tigers are playing safe, though. They got Stack up on the left side.
We need to add another out there with him. We need one of our guys out there with him.
So now they bring him in motion to this side.
They probably knew that watching film.
And then they're going to kick it high and short, real shanked.
I'm going to tell you what, that thing ought to be about the 40.
30, 35, 35-yard line. So
that was generous.
How about the 3 and out there for the Tiger defense?
Great job. That was a great job. Good plays. Allen makes a good play on the quarterback, tucking the ball and going. Escamilla did a great job on the 1st down, stopping him for a 3 or 4 yard gain. Then on that 3rd down play, Coach makes an adjustment, gets Escamilla on the outside to be an extra outside defender and come on, and he came on and forced an outside play, even more outside, and ran it down. So, and we did a good job at the corner spot too by stalemating that block. So, nice little defensive series right there.
So Tigers take over, good field position, much better than you would have thought. Them punting at their 40-something. So it's 35-yard line. Tigers hand it off to Evans, coming to the right side, and loss on the play, number 44, that defensive end. He's just giving us a hard time all night right there. It's Jaime de los Santos.
Yeah, he reminds me of an energy guy like Max Crosby. Looks long and really just a go-getter, you know.
Not sure I believe he's hiding weights, but he is listed at 6 foot 190. So Tigers behind the chains again, 2nd and 14. Well, the only positive running game we've had so far is from the quarterback. So hand it off to Evans, coming to the right side, nowhere to go. Going to give him a half a yard up to the 32.
They do a great job of maintaining their gap. They're very gap control oriented. The linebackers are doing a good job in pursuit there. You know, we're just not able to get up to that next level and pick some of those guys off and create a crease. So our backs have to create those creases. You know, maybe that's something that Evans ends up bouncing outside because it just became a mob of people there, and just maybe bounce that thing outside. He's done that before and had some nice gains there. So something for him to think about.
3rd down and 13. Damon Brown in the game at receiver down here. Pete Ruiz lined up inside. Time called. Let the clock run down and take a timeout. I like it.
Yeah.
Down to 7:14 to go. And man, we had the one big play and really have not gotten a 1st down since then.
You know, we had that big play and we responded on the kickoff. You know, I really thought things were going well, but, you know, once again, and Coach talk about it, you know, it's just executing and doing things right. And it's as small as being on sides on the kickoff, you know, and that ended up costing us.
Well, 3rd down and 13. You sure would love to get a 1st down here somehow, some way, and keep the ball, keep the ball away from them.
Yes.
Try to get through this half without getting any further behind. And how about sneaking in for a score would be nice. So.
That would be – I'd love to get the ball past the 50, not by punting the ball.
Yeah.
But by executing
with
offensively.
Possession of it,
yes,
right?
with possession of it, which we're very capable of doing.
So 3rd down and 13. Trips to the right. Single man down here by himself. That's Taylor. Fakes the handoff. Throws the slant. Little behind DeMond Brown right there. Had that window where he was coming open. And I think the RPO action just a little slow getting the ball out and getting it ready. So,
yeah, because that's got to be a fast motion, and a lot of it is dictated upon how fast your running back gets across too. It's not just put your hands up and kind of leisurely go. It's sprint, make people think you got the ball.
Well, 4th down brings out Zuniga to punt. Got some nice punts. High snap, goes up with one hand, he drops it. He kicked it. Doesn't get past, I don't know. So we're going to have a flag that touching?
Illegal.
I don't know.
Batting of the ball, we'll see. And hopefully we can hear.
Poor Zuniga. That time he had to climb the ladder, stretch as far as he could with one hand to get it.
You never know. It might be roughing the kicker.
Let's see.
Let's see. All running into the
Hey,
kicker.
at least you get to redo it.
Yes, you do.
So you get 5 yards and you get to redo the kick. So that's a break for the Tigers.
I thought he got demolished, so I thought that was roughing it, the kicker. Poor fella.
They're not going to take us off the hook that good.
No.
That good with giving you a 1st down.
You're right. We got off the hook with the first pass play, so it's done after that.
So we'll have the ball at the 37, so it'll be 4th and 8. So hopefully we can get a little better snap, and we do. Big rush, and this time that is roughing. He got crushed.
He threw the ball high there.
Yes.
Or threw the flag high, so that is going to be roughing.
That got his plant leg. If you can see it here on the replay. So he goes in and takes out his plant. He's lucky that it didn't have his foot planted in the ground and take out his knee.
Yeah, I'm so glad his kicking foot came down because that's where all the force went, and then his plant foot just slid off.
So the Tigers will get 15 yards and get the ball. He had to get hit twice to get that penalty.
Yes.
To get that 1st down.
Well, he got 20 total yards just then.
He's the 2nd leading gainer on our team right now.
Okay.
So Tigers have the ball at the 48-yard line with the 1st down. That's in Heritage territory. Hopefully Giancarlo's okay. Taking it for the team right there. So we're going to have a 2-by-2 set. Ruiz comes out here to the slot. Fakes the handoff, looking downfield. He got pressure, got a little room to get outside. Looking for a way to get out, and that defense is swarming.
You know what really helped them right then? Once Turtle got outside, there was somebody right there at the line of scrimmage. And everything else was covered, but they were right there at the line of scrimmage. And then he had to stop, and by that time they relentlessly pursued and were able to make a play.
It's a quick, as you said, the gap control. They get to their spots. They have great angles, and it makes it hard for anybody to get loose. All the times you'll play against a team and it feels like they've got 13 guys on defense. And it feels that way here tonight. So 2nd and long, 2nd and 17 here for the Tigers. Got trips to the left side. And delay of game. So 2nd and 17 wasn't hard enough. We'll take 5 more and go 2nd and 22.
Yeah, we needed the 20 number.
Back to the 41-yard line.
All right.
So we were bringing DeMond Brown in motion there with a potential jet sweep look. See what we do here.
Yeah, 20 seconds. You know, some of that, I mean, like right now, we're just kind of casually walking up. We're just trotting. We're not, you know, getting out there and get set. That doesn't help us.
Same look. Makes the handoff. Going to hand it off to Murphy going to the right side. Trying to get their eyes going the other way. And Murphy take it out of bounds after a short gain. Down to about the 44-yard line. Picked up about 3.
All right, jog it back and let's get set.
So here we go. Second, third. About 8.
Third and 18.
Yep. Bring Brown in motion. This time they're going to hand it to him. Picked up a couple blocks. But again, just there's always somebody else there. Even if you get a couple blocks, the pursuit, you only get it to the 50, so you got a gain of about 6 on the play. And back to 4th down.
Yeah. They played that well. They had people at every gap or every area, every slot that, you know, we'd have Brown would be able to just hit it and go. Yeah. And he's out the gate.
And we've seen areas tonight where both Lewis and Brown have made a move that in the past weeks we saw them have big yardage out of it.
Yeah.
Tonight, really nowhere to go. Again, they're rushing. Do not touch him this time. High kick, fair caught to 26. So Tigers at least took some time off the clock there.
It's a 24-yard punt.
Yeah, a little over 4 minutes off the clock. Well, Heritage takes over.
And, you know, that's something you got to do with a team like this that can score in an instant.
And, you know, they're ready to go. They're lined up. They're ready. They come off the sidelines ready to roll.
And the officials give the opposing team the opportunity, but we got to come on.
Yeah.
Once Coach breaks them, they got to come on.
So 4:35 to go. Tigers coming out. Got us 3 and out in their last defensive stand. Hand it off. And again, they're just destroying that little area right there, creating huge spaces. Big gain for a first down there to the 41, about 15 yards.
We played it a little better right there and made him come off, because the other times he's run it, it's a straight shot for him. He just catapults out. At least he had to adjust his path and slowed him down and brought him back into pursuit. I think it's Brown.
I think it is. That would be a difficult replacement there.
Initially, I want to say he's got the breath knocked out of him. That's my initial diagnosis.
That would be the best case.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
It hurts like everything when it happens, but in the end, you recover fairly quick. So he is.
Well, I hope that's
still down.
What it is, instead of a rib or something there, you know.
He's definitely trying to catch his breath. So it'll be first down for Heritage at their 41-yard line. 4:24 to go in the first, and Lamont Brown, key player on every part of this game, offense, defense, special teams for the Tigers. They're able to jog off. So, but
give him a chance to regroup.
You got 2 corners that have played a lot in Betts and Cooks. They've all been in the game considerable amount. Did we replace him?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, Cooks is out there.
Gotcha. All right. Going to send a man in motion to the left, looking down the field. Little pressure, got a chance, and he swings it out to the back in his safety valve. He makes a move, got a block. They're going to get him out of bounds. We'll have a first down, but
we ain't getting a little block in the back. A little.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been.
I thought he got Frank in the back enough to knock him off and to change things up.
And here they go. Hand it off to the running back, running wide to the right. Good pursuit from Escamilla there. Doesn't let him get the corner. hold him to a 2-yard gain.
Well, Frank did a great job there creating an edge and not letting the running back get further outside, and good pursuit by Turtle and Escamilla.
And he was late getting there because he had to come from all the way to the other side of the field. They hold up the tie. They hold him up because they did substitute that time for the running back.
That's the first time we've seen that today.
So dropping back to pass, looking down the middle, got that seam route. Oh, and he hits, man, Landon White. He and Landon White, and Frank was there just over his head. Touchdown pass.
Well, that throw was, he never broke stride. He sticks his arms out, puts his hands together, and it falls right into it.
Man, that was really nice.
Yeah, it really was. And like you said, Frank's there in pursuit, but when you got a receiver that doesn't have to change he didn't have to slow down, he didn't have to move off his path, and you can't defend that.
Well, Landon Wright coming in the game had 194 yards receiving. Had a huge first half. PAT was good, so 35-7 now. Here as we try to get into halftime. 3:21 to go, and we need a first down. Coach, we need to run this clock.
Yes, we do. And I think we've done a good job, taking our time, trying to be precise and, making sure we get the call out there we want. And, use the clock to our advantage. People think, well, you're not using it. Yeah, we are, because you never know when we're going to make a big play. And then we keep their offense, their quick scoring offense, as you've seen, off the field.
Well, the difficulty is you run the clock by running the football.
Yeah.
And
we haven't
been able to run the football, so then you have to throw it, and if you throw an incompletion, it stops the clock. So, it's kind of one of those situations where you get yourself in, it's hard to get out of, and playing catch up. Again, we knew this was going to be an extremely difficult game, and again, when you just look at a team and every position they got is in sync.
Yes.
They're all in sync together.
Yeah.
They're all doing what their coaches coach them to do, and man, it's really pretty to watch.
Yeah. And it shows a program that's established and one that is beginning to be established.
There's a kick to the 3-yard line. Cooks with it. Makes a move. Going to get past the 15. Going to go down to about the 18. Tigers will have it there with 3:15 to go.
Well, here's a chance to try to get some points on the board right here in the last 3:15 of the first half. It seems like has lasted. Well, and quite honestly, it's been an hour and 6 minutes.
Yep. So it has been a long half, a lot of plays. I'm on my play sheet, and I'm almost through the entire first page in drives. Last week I used one sheet for the whole game.
Wow.
For both halves, so that'll tell you a little something.
Yeah.
Hand off to Murphy as he's trying to pick his way. And he picks his way for about 3 or 4. Gets up to around the 21 or 2.
Cornejo gets outside, makes his block, but then Murphy, utilizes that block. And as he's coming outside, there's another defender there in pursuit that's there to slow him down and hold up his feet. So he controlled him there. That's the thing. Those kind of little things like that are happening. We haven't seen a team like that defensively.
So it's 2nd down and 6. Going to hand it off, fake it again. Lewis with a keeper up the middle will have a first down. Tigers get that first down.
Yes.
Good job right there. Great read on the zone read option there from Turtle Lewis to, after having a semi-successful 4-yard gain, he's able to take it up the middle.
Well, and did a great job of reading it. He started one way. He noticed the linebacker over the top, and that gap opened back behind him, so he hit that running. That's just great athleticism right there, and it's his awareness, his self-awareness in around a bunch of people.
Throwing a swing pass, I believe that's to C.J. Davis, and he's going to get a couple. There's a little bubble out there to the 37. For a guy who doesn't like playing quarterback, and you have to really convince him to play quarterback and Turtle Lewis, he's pretty good at it.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
If he'd have played this all season, I'd like to have seen what some of the outcomes would have been offensively.
Right.
So 2nd and 8. We saw him play it as a freshman. And what we really found out then was he had great touch on the deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen that on some of his passes to Damon Brown. So it's 2nd and 8.
And a good runner. He's a great runner.
Definitely a good runner. Hands it off, coming to the left side. Murphy breaks that one tackle. But, again, the next man there is able to get him down. And 36.
And
36.
It's a 36. And like you said, he breaks a tackle, and then the next man there, it makes a tackle.
Yep.
So that's another thing that we've seen is this team tackles very, very well.
Is there a team you would compare them with? Is it like a Alito, Highland Park? Team full of solid players. Maybe not the most freak athletes or the 6'4" receiver running down the field. Quarterback's not a giant, but they're just all good, solid players. Goes deep. Got a man. Good dive right there. Effort from C.J. Davis, but just outside of his reach. And, again, a nice-looking pass. Threw it out where his guy could get to it.
Yeah.
Or only his guy could get to it.
That was the only thing about it is that he had to come back inside.
Yep.
If he's able to throw that more over him, I think – there's a big play happening there because he did have his defender beat. It's initially, and I don't know if it just brings back memories of us playing here and us playing, I think it was Frisco Wakeland. Was it Wakeland?
It was a red team.
Yeah.
Liberty, maybe? Chuck will know.
I think it was Wakeland.
High snap, gets it off, and going to be fair caught. Drops it, but he's able to get on it. And knuckleball coming down.
Going into the game that we were playing with them, they were solid defensively, offensively, and I think it was that's probably the third round. But we just responded, and we played very, very well, and they did not.
It was not close.
No, and we controlled the game in all areas. So initially, that's one team I think of. It's obvious that they're an Alito type team. They're a Highland Park type team. I've known coaches that have coached at Highland Park, and one of the things that they say differentiates Highland Park from everywhere else is once you teach those kids a drill or teach them a responsibility, they never forget it.
And they've all grown up doing it in the same system.
Yes.
They're going to take a knee here to just run out the clock for the half, so that's going to do it. For the first half, it's 35-7. Heritage will have the lead. We're kind of
don't get off, don't leave because their offense is kind of hang. Look at them.
Yeah, they're going to make sure you. All right, so now the referee's going to send them to the locker room.
Okay.
So they weren't going to let them sneak up on us.
No, they sure weren't.
Yeah, that's good. But anyway, 35-7. We'll take a break and we'll come back, and we may have Congressman Elsie here for a halftime interview, and if we get him here, we'll break in. But in the meantime, we'll let you watch the Corsicana Tiger Band and Calicos do their thing, and then I'm sure Coach Roddy will make his way up here as well. This is Corsicana Tiger Football on Tiger Media Network. We'll be back after this timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please direct your attention to the sideline opposite of the press box. Corsicana Independent School District is proud to present the award-winning Calicoes dance team. All-American officers from left to right are Senior Lieutenant Ayana Wilson, Senior Lieutenant Abby Walthall, Senior Lieutenant Cassandra Hernandez, Senior Lieutenant Jemiah Willis, Senior Lieutenant Tamia Jackson, and Senior Lieutenant Caitlin Thomas. And in the center, your captain, Senior Elise Sanchez. Officers for the dance team are Junior Riley Dunn, Junior Cadence Hested, Junior Jaden Jones, Junior Whitney Otto, Senior Kiana Dobbins, Senior Eli Solis, and Senior Head Social Officer Kaylin Thomas. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Guadalupe Barreto. The Dancer of the Week is Maya Roman. The Calicoes are under the direction of Brittany Lassiter, Elizabeth Talley, and Sonia Rojas. Tonight, the Calicoes will perform a fast-paced, high-energy pop routine to Runaway Baby. Panther, standing ovation in Encore Bootbackers. Custom Tees, Marvin Brown, Brinson Ford Lincoln, Valvoline Express Care, McKee Lumber Company, Keithley and Keithley, Hometown Medical Associates, Greenworks Printing, Corsicana Oral and Facial Surgery, Dusty's Landscape and Fence Company, Watkins Construction Company, Eagle Auto, Bobcat Valley, Winners Oil Partners, New History Floors and Cleaning Service, Hera Bank, Royal Title, Griffin Broughton Funeral Home.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Corsicana Tiger Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be performing a portion of their UIL program entitled 13, which depicts a retelling of the Apollo 13 space mission. Drum majors for the band are Marissa Flores, Deshaun Lloyd, Angie Ferrelis, and Cassidy Coleman. The Tiger Band is under the direction of Ricky Hinton, Nathan Williams, Michael Ballou, Billy Murray, Nicholas Smith, and Chloe Messersmith. Please sit back and enjoy a showcase of spirit and thrive. Here is the Corsicana Tiger Marching Band.
Now you can hit the
Our band section of the week is the lovely Color Guard. Band members of the week are Kevin Lopez, Rosa Mendoza, and Cheyenne Land. The Tiger Band would also like to thank Stephanie Howell, the CIS School Board, Amy Kasperzik, and all the CHS administration. We would like to thank you so much for all of your support. Go band, thank you.
Heritage High School is proud to present Midlothian's award-winning Heritage Bell under the direction of Mrs. Tiffany Ritchie and assisted by Miss Lauren Lyle. The Bell's officers are Lieutenant Adlin Mitchell, Lieutenant Morgan McLean, Lieutenant Autumn Knight, Lieutenant Madison Mudd, and the Bells are led into the field by Captain Miss Haley Hamilton. Heritage Bells are proud to announce the 2024-2025 Miss Drill Team, Ashlyn Schaefer, along with Miss High Kick, Kaylee King, and Miss Jump Split, Lauren Robinson. Council officers, President Natalie Swin, Vice Presidents Ashley Schaefer, Abby McClure, and Leah Bell. The Bell's Spirit Girl of the Week is Kaylee King, and the Bell of the Week, Haley Hamilton. The Bells are proud to honor their Teacher of the Week, Coach Crawford. This week's performance is dedicated to our senior Bells and managers. For their dedication to our organization the last 4 years, we are proud to perform alongside you on this field for the last time. So now, for your halftime entertainment, the Bells perform Upon Routine to Crazy Trail, the train. Please welcome with me your Heritage Bells.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, as we are continuing our halftime show here. With me up here in the film deck is the Executive Director of Athletics and Extracurricular Programs for Corsicana ISD, Coach Clint Roddy. Coach.
Hey, Richie, how you doing, man?
I'm good,
Glad
buddy.
to be here.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
I see you on the sideline over there running, going up and down, following the team. But
you bet.
It's a great opportunity here for you to share with the folks out there everything that's going on athletic-wise and any other pieces of things you want to share that's going on in CISD.
Sure, we're kind of in between seasons right now. Volleyball wrapped up last Friday with a big win at home against Kaufman. So congratulations to Coach Charlotte and the girls for finishing strong. And now we're moving into the basketball season. The girls basketball team has already begun scrimmaging. And Coach Nick Claiborne and his group are rocking and rolling. And they're going to start games on Tuesday, November 5th at Caddo Mills. And then Friday, November 8th, they'll be playing at Fort Worth Northside. So they'll be in full action beginning next Tuesday. So
yeah, they will.
It's happening fast. And then the boys basketball team is going to scrimmage tomorrow at North Forney in the morning. And then they'll begin the next week on the road at Life Waxahachie before their home opener against Dallas Adamson on Saturday, November 16th. So Coach Alan Walker in his inaugural season, we're excited about that.
Yeah.
Wish him and his group the best of luck. We're excited about it. Beginning this next week on Tuesday, 8th grade boys football will be in their zone matchups. Final game. They'll be at home against Life Charter School, Waxahachie, and then the 7th grade will play on Wednesday at home against Terrell in their zone matchup. That game was moved from Monday. It was originally scheduled for Monday. It's going to go to Wednesday now due to anticipated weather.
Okay.
So for those of you guys that hadn't been keeping up with the weather, there's storms forecast for Monday evening.
Wow. Well, and, the great thing about it is that, the district, the middle school district, everybody works together to try to get that game in for the kids.
Right. That decision was made collectively. All the 7th grade games were scheduled for Monday, and the Metro League that we're a part of made a collective decision to go ahead and move that to Wednesday, which I think is a great move because you have travel involved, and you don't want to roll up and get out of the bus, get your stuff on, and bam, there's the lightning. And folks have drove an hour to watch a game. So we do a lot better job than 10 years ago or 15 years ago about forecasting weather. Our department actually, we have a meteorologist on retainer. So we have access to great weather information to help us make those informed decisions. So it's a pretty neat thing.
That's neat. And once their football season's over, they'll roll right into basketball just like the girls will roll right into basketball with their volleyball season.
Absolutely. They'll probably be there the day after.
Good deal. Well, good. Anything else?
No,
everything's just going,
That's what's going on with us. We're rocking and rolling, and kids and coaches are working hard across the board in various off seasons and in season. Soccer, will be here before you know it. That first week in December with practices. And so it'll all happen fast.
Well, good deal. Well, we appreciate you coming on up to the deck.
You bet. Yeah, and we'll be back at home next week. Thursday night game against Ennis. Senior night. It's a Thursday night game, so we talked a little bit about that last week. So invite everybody out to Community National Bank and Truck Stadium to recognize our senior football kids, band, drill, cheer, ROTC, and media crew.
That's cool. Well, that media crew has really grown.
Absolutely.
With us doing this right here. And
you bet.
Expanding with the type of scoreboard we got and the equipment we have. And
sure.
Adam's got that leadership up there with them.
Hands-on experience for those kids.
It's huge. That is so huge. Well, Coach, once again, appreciate you coming up.
You bet. You guys have a great call in the second half.
Thank you. We'll turn things over back to the halftime show, and Rusty and I will return once the teams hit the field and we begin the second half. So check back here shortly.
Instructors for the Mighty Jaguar Band are Rich Bonner, Jason Ellison, Michael McMurray, and Chris Schwab. And the Mighty Jaguar Band wishes the Corsicana Tigers Band a great 2024-2025 season. So let's all join together and say, Go Jags!
All right, we are back here from halftime as we get ready to start the second half. And great halftime show by both bands, and I hope you got to enjoy that, and certainly got to get a lot of good, interesting information from you two, I'm sure. So,
well, I'm keeping it simple and easy for him. There's a lot of transition going on because seasons are ending and seasons are beginning, and so there's everything in between, and the same thing's going on at the middle school as well.
All sorts of things up in the air at the moment, right?
Yes, absolutely. Hey, can we check in with Chuck?
Chuck Williams. Are you there, Chuck?
Chuck Williams. Chuck.
Is he trying to talk, or is he talking to somebody else?
Nah, he's over there talking. I got my binoculars on him, so
all right.
We'll just have to wait until he hooks up with us.
He's really slacking today.
He is. Well,
although he tried. He worked hard. He was sending texts during the first half.
Yes, he was. So. He was sharing info with us and telling us why that call happened, and other little tidbits of information. So that was good.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm sure as you've coached a lot of years, you've been on the wrong side of a score similar to this at halftime. Mm-hmm. What do you say?
I'm going to tell you what, it's tough because sometimes you see their eyes, sometimes you see the top of their heads because their heads are down. You just encourage them. You get them to look at you. You get them to be engaged. And it's just about encouraging. And you've made your adjustments and what you're going to hang your hat on in the second half. So let's go to it.
There's the kickoff from Zuniga. Caught it about the 15-yard line over in the corner. Comes back to the middle. You see there, Tigers do a good job of coverage. Get him down at the 23. Now let's go down to Chuck Williams.
Well,
sorry we haven't been able to get you in the first half.
Well, maybe. Oh, man, that's really good. Y'all hear me, right?
Yes.
So maybe we got the mic working. Maybe we'll get the football team working. And like you guys said, we'll keep fighting and battling and maybe get back in this and make it a semi-game.
Well, Heritage is going to start it off here and see if we can't get off the field. We were able to get a couple times, right? Defense come through.
Yes. I'll make an observation as you're watching at home. You can't see when Adam will zoom in once the plays started. The center's got Dorothy shoes. They're shiny, glittery.
There's the
shoes.
fake going deep on first play. Damon Brown right there with the pick. He will have it at the 45. Tigers ready to respond. You don't want to throw at that guy. I don't know why you're picking on him because he's the guy that's going to come up with the play for you.
Well, and it's so natural with him making that play. He's not herky-jerky with his turn and, his adjustment to jump up and catch the ball. I mean, he's just a natural, a good natural.
Well, let's give you some scores here. Local scores. Currens and Cayuga are tied at 13. Rio Vista over Dawson 26-16. Blooming Grove over Rice 15-0. In the district, Crandall 14-7 over Terrell. Ennis over Poteet 35-7. Greenville is losing to Kaufman 21-8. Kaufman over Greenville 21-8. And Mildred over Price Carlisle 31-10. Those are the scores, and of course, right here it's 35-7. Bad snap, bad exchange.
Well, it's all the timing. It's
just
the timing
all
of that.
So.
Yeah, I just can't.
So we go backwards, lose 10 yards right there. So
we make a heck of a play, and then we let something that minor disrupt everything that was done to lead up to that point. That's just it
is disappointing. It's 2nd and 11.
Frustrating to me. I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine
how Dinky Lewis is feeling right now after calling those plays. Right?
Yeah.
So you got 4 receivers in the game. You got Murphy in at running back. Turtle Lewis is the quarterback. And fakes the handoff, brings it to the right side. There you get a holding call. Good takedown block right there. It wasn't even a block. It was a good takedown.
That's It
was right there on the end. It's easy to see. So
there's nothing you can say about that.
It took him a minute to fish it out of his pocket, but
once again,
10 more
next
yards.
Play, we're back 10 more.
So it's going to be 2nd and 31 now, after an 11-yard loss and then a 10-yard penalty.
Okay.
So see if we can turn this yardage positive here. Again, 4 receivers in the game. Going to be a quarterback keep coming to the left side. Trying to sneak through there. Man, again, it looks like he's going to break out, and there's somebody there to get him. Going to pick up a little bit on the play, but not much. Going to get up to the 27, so a gain of 3.
It's like a fire ant mound. You think you've got them one area, and you're messing with them, and the next thing you know, your feet are getting stung. They're just all of a sudden there. And they're running a 4-1 defensively. They're taking their outside linebackers, and they're outside the defensive ends who are outside. They're 5s or even wide 5s. You could even call them a 6 if you wanted to, but they've even got those linebackers out there wide.
Looking to throw a bubble and caught inside by C.J. Davis, and not much to get out of that, but another yard or 2.
Yeah. And we'll send on the punt team.
So it'll be 4th. If we punt it past the first down marker, it would be a good punt. Tells you how far we got to go. 25 to go. So Zuniga, again, lots of punts. I didn't count them up, but a lot of punts in the first half. So here we go. Tigers trying to run some clock anyway.
Yeah, and there we go.
They reset it. Good
sure
snap.
did.
And an end-over-end punt. Fair catch called and caught. There at the 40-yard line.
Nice coverage there. Zuniga's doing a good job of getting the ball kicked and out of his hands. We had that one little series there with running into the kicker and then roughing the kicker, and he was a 20-yard. He was a 20-yard man on 2 plays.
One of the few first downs, probably.
Yeah.
And we had maybe one other than the touchdown. It's going to be 2 wides, and everybody else is in tight here. They got tight end and 2 backs on the left side. Going to hand it off to the right side. And a good run there by 10. New running back in the game, Chris Robinson, also a linebacker. We'll have a first down. 49 on the Tiger side now.
All right, no back.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Adam's got the look. It's the Dorothy shoes.
Yeah, good job there, Adam.
Yeah, Adam's got it pinpointed.
Rutenbar is the quarterback. Empty set. Calls a snap, dropping back. Going to be pressured, throwing the corner out, and caught in stride by number 1, Abila, and will be a touchdown right there.
Just perfectly
got an
placed.
incomplete. He maybe has a couple of incompletions, but not many.
No, not at all. Just fit it right in there.
Yep. Get an inside guy running the corner out. Just hits him in stride where he's able to turn it up the field.
Yep.
We got good route concepts. They work well off of each other. There's a snap, hold, kick, and good. And it's 42-7, just like that. 10 points short of their average. So.
Well, I'd love to keep them below their average.
Yep.
Because that means we're eating up the clock, and hopefully we're putting the ball in the end zone or at least kicking a field goal. You know, I'd love to just put some more points on the board here in the second half.
You know, Coach Rogers wants to see his guys fight. You know, that's one thing they have done, regardless of the circumstances. They have been able to fight, stay in games, battle, work their way back in the game. Obviously tonight, that's not really possible at 42-7.
Right.
However, you want to see your players step up and not give in. It's easy. The easy thing to do is to start giving in now.
Yes. And we've had moments like that, and I know Coach has addressed those instances, and you know, they've come a long way, but they just can't. I don't care if this is ninth game. You gotta just fight and keep fighting just for your own self-preservation. You know.
Well, Damon Brown is deep now. I believe we got a different. Oh, there it is, and kicks it deep. He's going to be caught at the 1. So Damon Brown has a little space, trying to get through there, and man, just a good tackle right there by the defender, number 25 for Heritage. That is Nate Ware. A good solid tackle.
Yeah, and you know, you've got to do your best to try to run to the backs, the big numbers of your teammates, because you know they hopefully are in between you and a defender, and just trying to find that. You know, about the time you find it, there's somebody else it's there. So it's just tough. You know, you got to block. You've got to get your body on a body, like Coach said in his coach's show.
Well, they got some different numbers out on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
The thing with that is those guys want to play. So,
and they're hungry to play.
That's right. They're going to be playing hard. So it's 2-by-2 set. Off of the snap, looking down the field. Going to throw a comeback right there to Weston Hollingsworth. Makes a great catch in traffic. And what a throw right there by Turtle Lewis, putting it right on the money.
Yeah, right before he gets hit. You know, he's got somebody right there. Well, it looked closer than that. But he had pressure because he's got a back right there in front of him. The back's getting hit and pushed into the quarterback. So he did a great job of maintaining his position and making that throw.
Ends up being a 4-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 6. Nice catch there by Weston. Going to be a quarterback sweep coming to the right. Get that block. But from the inside, there's some pressure coming from the inside. Going to get him down after a short gain.
Well, that's going to be your defensive end, number 7. And the linebacker, the Mike linebacker, I think he's playing Mike now, number 20.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the Mike linebacker. So the defensive end's coming off its play side block. We aren't making that block. We're occupying him, but we're not working our feet to get to his outside. And Mike linebacker never had anybody come get him, so he's got a free run.
Yep.
pretty much to make the tackle.
Looked like maybe the back was the lead on that. And
he picked up the first
picked
threat.
up the guy, and then the inside was the one that kept him going. Going to have passing here on third down. Throwing it deep down the middle, just too much there for Ruiz. And he was well covered on top of that, so it'll be fourth down. Tigers will have to punt it away.
Well, at least, we moved the ball forward compared to our last series. So that's progress. Progress.
All right, so fourth and 4 or 5 here. I guess it's 4th and 5. Zuniga on to punt again.
Snap, block, catch, kick.
Snap is important here. And it's high over his head. Going to be a safety. A little too high. As we said, snap was important there and a little too much juice on it. So takes it to 44-7 now.
Hey, fellas, a moment of levity here as we sort through this. But this season's been kind of about Todd Wills, and I think his 2 boys go to Midlothian Heritage. But
they do.
We lost Todd this year, and I lost my father this year, and I'll tell you a quick story. When Todd used to call Midlothian games, he would say Midlothian. And without fail, my father would text me and said, would you tell him it's not Midlothian? And I never did because I kind of liked that it drove my dad nuts. So just a little moment there. And when we every time we play Midlothian, I think it's...
Hey, anytime you got some levity to inject tonight, you just go ahead.
Hey, and you say it, Chuck. Say Midlothian.
I say Midlothian, but Todd said it Midlothian. It was Midlothian. And maybe I say it, I don't realize it, but Todd was heavy on the middle.
Yes. Well, Brady and Ben, they're probably down there. It'd be good to see those boys. So, hopefully, bad news is you give up points and got to kick it away. So,
yeah. And we'll pooch this about the 50 to their 40.
Long run, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, it comes off his side of his foot and goes out of bounds. So they will take over in good field position off the free kick.
Yep. God, they marked that at the 35 to start.
I might have had him punt it. He punted it so well.
10, 20, 30, 40. There we go.
Going to be at the midfield. As if they needed something else to be good for them. Good field position there.
Yeah.
I think now we have a new quarterback in the game. That is Bradley Waxler coming in at quarterback. So still got some starters in. There's Landon Wright. But
their offensive line, I think the center is new, but the offensive line, guards and tackles, some of them are still from their starters.
New running back.
Get that ball.
I think he's down. He is down.
Yeah.
Big hit from Turtle Lewis there.
Sure was. And once he hit him, it was the ground that just ricocheted him. That's what got him.
It will be 2nd and 5.
It's a nice play.
Tell you what, I mean, that kid, he brings it.
Boy, he does.
He hadn't shied away from contact on either side of the ball. So.
Nope.
Handoff inside. He spins out of it. Looks like he was down for no gain. Breaks a tackle from Betts. Going to be knocked out of bounds there from Turtle Lewis. Again, if we had everybody giving that kind of effort, sure would look a little better. So,
well, he was also in on it with Jaden Jones.
Yep.
From the defensive end spot. So, both of those guys gave great effort right there to keep it from.
Again, it'd be easy to give in right there and jog a little and let him go after the missed tackle at the line. So,
yep.
Stayed with it. First and goal. Oh, excuse me, not first and goal. First and 10 from the 16. Gonna fake the handoff and hit. Caught. 88 catches it this time. He led to the interception before, but Cohen Gorowski, but quarterback got hit now. Who is that? Is that 19?
Yeah, it looks like Cooks.
Cook's coming on the corner blitz, huh?
Yeah, safety
blitz
out there.
So he's got the ball down to the 3. First and goal now. Hands it off inside. Going to be brought down by Walker.
Good play.
Full loss on the play. Back to the 5.
Nice play.
I'll tell you, too, something here. Appreciate about Heritage because it's smart, not just good sportsmanship. They got their starters off the field. Early in the second half, the game was in hand. They're not fooling around getting somebody hurt late in the game. They're getting ready for the playoffs. And we've seen teams over the years just keep guys in to build their stats. Not going to maybe a team down the road, down 287 a little bit, but it's beside the point. And going to hand it off here to the running back, and he'll have a clear lane into the end zone for a touchdown. Malik Crutcher, his second touchdown, I believe, of the game.
Well, and the head coach knows what's at stake for them. They've got a commanding lead, and they know where they stand in the district, and they know where we are in our standings as well. And there's no need to do anything any different than what they're doing. And who knows, they could have been doing this all year long as well.
I've seen some of their Max Preps highlights, and there's a lot of number 12 in at quarterback. So, again, I think it's smart. You're going to need those guys to play. They're going to, if somebody gets hurt, you're going to need, if they're young, get their experience for next year. But the other thing is you're not going to fool around and get somebody you need hurt in a game that is out of hand. So
and you don't embarrass a team.
Those things can come back around and bite you.
They sure can.
Hey, fellas, speaking of youth and the future, our freshmen went 6-4, and they played Heritage to within a touchdown last night. So we'll see some of those freshmen. Braxton Stoner and some of his buddies will be up here next year to help us out. So that's a little bit of our future. So exciting to see.
A lot of sophomores on this team. You're going to see a lot of sophomores next year as well. And again, having success at a sub-varsity level, that makes you. That's part of the building blocks right there. And I know this varsity staff spends a lot of time with those sub-varsity groups as well.
That's very important too. That's a big piece of success in your program.
Line shot. Goes out of bounds.
No.
Rolls through, man. He's got that definitely directional kicking down. So,
well, and we're not paying attention a whole lot to the kickers because one's there standing up and he works to it, and then somebody else comes from behind and kicks for him. But I guess that was 85, the normal kickers that did it.
Yeah, they did that the last time too.
Well, I'll say I'm not paying attention.
They did not do it earlier in the game.
No, they didn't. They let.
Maybe they'll let 14 kick it next time. So, Antonio Locke going to come in the game at quarterback. Got full house backfield here.
Sure do.
Murphy next to him. Going to hand it off to Murphy, and. Again, stagnated at the line. They're going to get a little late push and get a little something out of it. Pick up about 4.
Okay. There we go.
We'll take 4 yards a pop.
Sure. But it just needs to happen every down.
Every down.
Yeah. Let's just make it happen every down.
So 2nd and 6. Same formation, step to the right this time. Pistol formation with the fullback next to the quarterback. Going to hand it off to the tailback.
It's running a regular lead, looks like.
Lead play. Murphy with the lead. Push the pile. Tigers should have a first down. So,
wow. All right.
So got a little push there. First down.
Good job by the running back by keeping his feet, too.
Christian Evans
Just keep moving them.
was the carrier and lead blocked by Keenan Murphy. He's old school. He's runner and a blocker.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Because he really does. He runs a lot, and then he also comes in that blocking role. So it is first down. Same formation, loading up. Going to hand it off to the up back. He met at the line, tries to kick it outside. The defensive end does a good job staying home and bringing him down for a loss. Going to be back about 3 yards or so to the 38, looks like.
Yeah, that's not their mic. That could
Their
have been
outside guy. It's the outside
backer.
Yep.
Yeah. We just don't have anybody, we don't have the numbers to match him over there. And if we did, we didn't block him. And that's going to come from a receiver. But those numbers right there.
So it's going to be third down and 13. Hand off to the tailback. Getting the block, trying to kick it out, and there's just too many red jerseys.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way it goes. I mean, they've got an outside backer standing there. The defensive end's able to play it. You get in pursuit because those inside backers are wider. They're not over the guards. They're outside shoulder the guards, inside shoulder the tackles, but they're a whole lot wider too, and they'll get there quick. So,
minute and 10 and counting here in the third quarter. The third quarter has been a little faster.
It's been quite fast compared to our first quarter, 45 minutes.
So Zuniga back out. High snap again. This time he's able to go retrieve it and
nice
gets
punt.
it off. Good punt instead, in spite of that. And was able to get down, get the fair catch.
Yeah, it spooked me when he shuffled and kind of went back and then had to jump because that's the sign of, it might be over my head. But good job recovering, fielding it, kicking it, and there you go.
He's gotten lots of reps. Jason,
he sure has.
The ones on the ground, the ones up in the air. So
yeah,
pretty much all season he's had a little adventure back there.
They've simulated some bad snaps, and so he's worked on them.
Got a handoff there. Good block on the lead. And Lewis balls out. We get the call.
Let's see.
Looks like Bush is on top of it.
I like the fact that we
Crumpton's showing that we got it.
Lineman running in. Yeah.
We got it. How about
Walker.
that? I think Jamarian Lewis, Turtle Lewis, was the one that knocked it out, if I'm not mistaken. And Alan Walker comes up with it, and Tigers will take over.
Love it. Ever
couple
since
interceptions and a fumble tonight.
There you go. The fact that we were positive in our yards to gain on that last series, you could tell by the players. They're encouraging each other, slapping hands, patting each other on the back, the helmet. And then, this right here, you could see the energy from them as well. So they've kept a strong and poised attitude right here. We've had moments of, that we don't need to.
Getting down on yourself.
Absolutely. But this has been a good little run right here.
There you go. Hand off to Murphy. You got a little room. Going to have him a first down. He's still going. He's still fighting hard.
That's a nice mat drill.
Yeah. Goes to the 34-yard line. Big gain on the play, about 15, 17 on that play.
A little mat drill action right there. Putting that hand down, spinning. There you go.
Running through people. You got to love that. Got a lot of young guys. Right tackle in the game is sophomore Demarion Williams. Got H-back is it Reese Wetzel, right? So another sophomore. Kicking it outside. Murphy got a little room. Kick it back in. Inside the 20. Going to be another first down. It's having some success here against the second unit. And to be honest, as young as these guys are, they're probably about the same experience level.
I love the little quarterback turn back block right there. He took care of 2 guys.
How about that?
Yes.
Good job by Antonio Locke.
There we go.
Big Murphy. And Murphy's down on the field.
You know, he acted peculiar once he and the DB collided with each other. He acted a little weird.
There's a lot of
laying down,
helmet-to-helmet action on that. Yeah.
So
he's only a sophomore, but man, he's been a rock a lot of this season, as you said, blocking and running the ball. He had some big carries for you. He is the leading rusher coming into the game? I believe he is. Leads the Tigers with 403 yards rushing. He's averaging 6.40 a carry, 6.4 carry. Had 2 touchdowns. Second on the team is Mark Brown at 344. He has 2 touchdowns. And then I believe Christian Evans at 278 and Jamarian Lewis at 207. Kind of the breakdown of the running game. But Keenan Murphy, and he had to miss a couple of games, right, because of concussion.
yes, and you know that's
We lost him in the Terrell game, right?
yep.
He had having a good game, and then
And he was out 2 games, wasn't he?
yes, so
Was
that was a tough loss. So right now he is down on the field and doesn't look good. So Chuck,
His feet are moving. His legs are
not
moving.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
and they're
it's just-
but they're checking it, and you know you can watch them. Well, you can't really, but they're checking it. His arms are moving. I just think he got that bell rung, so to speak.
I think you're right. So Chuck can check on it for us. But, you know, Chuck, a little life here against this second unit and a little into in the third quarter.
Absolutely. Again, as we mentioned earlier, you want to see what's coming up in the future and give them a little reps here and reward them for all their practice time all year. And, yeah, they're fighting hard. And it's neat to see some young kiddos as Brown's up and getting applause from both sides of the field here.
Yeah, good job. Keenan Murphy with some hard running in this drive. Richie, the most positive, he's kind of moving his neck. So maybe got a little pop there when they made contact. So.
Yeah, and, you know, he could have strained it and rung his bell as well. You know, so there's a multitude of things that he might have been feeling after that collision right there. So they checked it all, and good job by the Heritage training staff right there to help, and then we get our crew over and everybody's working together. It's those kind of things that make these sports and these competitions like this really more wholesome and just a very pure moment, people helping people and competing and encouraging. So that's good to see.
Well, as you can see, we switched sides. That was the end of the third quarter. Now the fourth quarter is up, and the Tigers driving inside the red zone. And, again, a lot of that was Keenan Murphy. Again, really thick, solid, good-looking player for the Tigers. Looking forward to a couple more years with him.
Yep.
Evans in the game here with Locke at quarterback. Going to run actually, Locke's going to keep it and go to the right side. He'll get a couple yards out of it.
A nice little spinnerooski right there from Mr. Cornejo. If there's any type of replay, we'd see it. But he spun around. He opened up to his left and did a complete 360 and took off and led out to his right. So
trying to influence the read from the backer there?
Yes, absolutely. And having some fun with it and energy and getting out there and doing his job. Good stuff.
So end up giving him a yard and a half there. Going to be 2nd and 9 officially. Going to hand it off to Evans there, coming to the left side. Loses his feet and goes backwards.
Yeah.
And going to be down to the 13-yard line. Again, your main running backs, Murphy, Brown, Mark Brown, and Evans. Mark Brown's not here. Now Murphy's on the sideline. So really down to Christian Evans to carry the load right here. And I don't know if there's anybody else to come in and give him a breather. So it's 3rd down and 6.
I mean, the only other person you're going to throw in there would be Turtle or you know, who, Damone.
So 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Going to throw it out inside. Again, great that was sailed into the sideline because there was well covered from
It was well covered, and it was a line of scrimmage route. That route was thrown. We were running that route right on the line of scrimmage there.
So you're trying to get it to him quick and with a little space, and there was no space to be had.
No, there wasn't. We weren't separating from him.
So it's going to be 4th down here for the Tigers.
Heck, maybe CJ. I just see him come in.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be.
He's caught some good passes for us.
Yeah.
So going to be a timeout. Run it down and call a timeout. It's going to be 4th down and 6. Timeout called here. Tigers trying to get a good play in. It is 51-7. Heritage over the Tigers. And down to 10:25 to go in the 4th quarter in the ball game. And Chuck, what you got for us? You got some trivia?
I can tell you, fellas, and I got to bring up a tennis fact. We did the tennis equivalent of 51-7, just the other way around when we played Heritage. Just
So you had
throw that out there.
Complete shutout in that game, though.
That's correct.
All right. I will also point out that Heritage is at the top of our district. Well, in 5A Division I, Midlothian High School is 7-1 and tied with Highland Park for the lead in their district. I believe it's District 7. Not sure. They're playing Red Oak tonight. I can't see the score. They got the game on streaming in the VIP room next door. But 41-38, tight game with the Red Oak crosstown rival there. So here it is, big 4th down. Snap, lock dropping back. Throwing to the corner route to Ruiz. Oh, right in front of Chuck. Did he almost have it?
Oh, he did. He had it until he hit the ground and it came out. He just didn't possess it long enough, but that would have been a fantastic catch for Pete.
That's a good throw, too. Now, it's a little short to the inside guy was coming. He did have a hold of it, but when he hit the ground, he just wasn't able to secure it before he got there. Pretty good throw and attempt, but the Tigers will turn it over on downs.
That was a great job by the offensive line. Great job by the back, picking up the blitzer on the outside. Gave Locke plenty of time to throw the ball. Nice ball. Nice thrown ball. And he gave Pete a chance to catch the ball. It's just, when he hit the ground, it just popped out.
That's what you asked for, right? On 4th down especially.
Yes.
So going to hand it off inside. Going to come to the right. Made a man miss. Pick up another yard or two, but not much there. Tiger defense coming through with a stop.
Mr. Crumpton making a stop right there. Coming in pursuit. Coming off a block down the line of scrimmage. Makes a great play from the defensive tackle position.
Yeah, Coach talked about him. I don't know if it was on air or not, but really thought Tanner had a great game and is really coming around. So it's 2nd down and 8. Pressure from Mescamilla from behind. Throws it underneath and is caught. And T. Lee Thomas brings him down at the 20.
Nice solid tackle.
T. Lee is the nephew of Galen Thomas.
Okay.
My T. Lee. Everybody calls him T. Lee. Galen Thomas, part of the Thomas crew. Basically was Corsicana track for many years. So,
So that's Corsicana royalty, man.
You
wow.
bet. So 3rd down, 3 to go. Hands it off. Going to be for a 1st down. Get it up to the 26.
Flag.
And a flag. All right. Maybe we'll be. Nope, they're moving the chain. Does it something happen after that?
No,
sideline warning. Sideline warning.
On us?
I couldn't tell. Could you tell who the sideline warning was on to?
It's us because the flag came flying up in our sideline.
So I'm assuming the line judge ran into somebody. So it's going to be 1st down now as Heritage will continue. Again, 2nd quarterback in the game is number 12, Bradley Waxler. Running out to the left, and man, he's got some wheels.
Yeah, he does.
And he spins off the tackle. We'll have the 1st down.
Yeah, we weren't expecting him to keep that ball there. We were playing the handoff, and then all of a sudden he comes out, he's got a lead blocker, and we pick it up late.
So that's going to be up to the 38 for another 1st down. So Bradley He's a senior, so. So working its way to 8 minutes left in the game. Running the read, hands it off, and a hit there, and he's able to keep his balance. They have pretty good balance, all their backs do. Going to be brought down at the 47, I guess. So hit right there by Abraham Arredondo.
Getting in some action right there.
Yeah. Xavier Walker also in the game at safety along with McCown. So you got two sophomores in at safety. Handed off to the running back. And again, there's Arredondo with a big hit.
There we go.
Brings him down. That's a nice tackle.
Yeah, that's a way to come back because he missed the tackle on the previous play. Great job right there in making the tackle.
That time he wrapped it up.
He sure did.
Time before he kind of bumped him, right? So he was able to hang on to him, bring him down. A whole bunch of guys that says SOs next to their name out on the field. So first down at midfield here. About 6:45 to go in the game. Hand it off.
There he is again.
Arredondo on the tackle. And the running back is Aaron Cowens, number 4, who's also a sophomore.
Nice play.
Yeah.
Very nice play.
So it's going to be second down and 8.
.618 and counting here, as you see on the screen.
Rocking it along here. Same play the other way. Escamilla had a chance, doesn't bring him down. And that is a different running back in the game. That's up to the 43 or so.
Escamilla they got him in the perfect stunt right there, coming inside, did a great job of avoiding getting down the line of scrimmage. It looked like he just reached instead of grizzly beared him. He just kind of touched him, like a kangaroo with their arms,
Crutcher in the game at running back. He's already got a couple touchdowns tonight. Certainly have slowed down their offensive pace.
Yes, they
Zone
have.
read right there. Quarterback's going to keep it and bull forward, and we'll have just enough for the first down.
It looks
Move
like
the chains.
Mr. Lopez was in on that play. Nice little read right there. A nice reaction by him. He hung in there and waited and saw the ball and was able to adjust and make a play right there and didn't just automatically go for the ride, the read look. So that's a nice play.
So it's first down for the Jaguars as they milk the clock. Hand it off. Kicks it off the left side. And a good tackle again. That is Arredondo. He's putting up the tackle numbers here in the second half. So
good job of going down the line and scraping and coming outside and making a tackle.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to do some damage right there. So 37, gain of 3 on the play.
It's exactly what you want to see a linebacker do.
Get a good look at that's on the scoreboard, at those helmets up close. Boy, they are shiny. So it's second down and 7. Fakes the handoff, got to run outside, and great job by Arredondo making the play, reading the quarterback, his responsibility, obviously, and brings him down for a little bit of a loss.
Very good play.
Because it looked like he had the outside corner, didn't it?
Yes, he did.
Arredondo avoided that block and made a good solid tackle.
McCowan sees what it's like. He just felt what it was like to take on a lead blocker from the safety position. He came in on a blitz right there and ended up taking it head on, and good part about it is he got back up and he's out there ready to go again.
Third down and a long 9. Going to roll out to his left, or his right, excuse me. And he's coming. He's going to keep it. Got a couple blocks. Hit the seam. Missed it. Makes a man miss. He's pretty elusive. Ball on the ground, but he's on the ground. He's down. And we'll have a big first down to the 15 right there. And man, he snuck through that little space, didn't he?
He sure did. And Escamilla was on him the whole way through and just was a step and a half behind. You know, Escamilla is avoiding, trying to get through some guys, and just a step and a half behind.
This kid starts for a lot of teams we've played.
He does. You're right. He does. He sure does.
Bye, Chuck Williams. Have a good night.
TTFN.
So here we go. 2:38 and counting. Hands it off inside. Crutch.
There we go.
There you go. Escamilla with the big tackle right there. They're going to push him back. Back to that loss of a couple.
Finally got him.
Yep.
Finally got him.
2nd and 12. As they are right at just under their scoring average. Was it 52.3?
Yeah, that
52.6. So
okay.
if we can stop them right here, we'll keep them under their average. And they're not getting any hurry.
No, they're not.
Again, a lot of times you see teams doing everything they can to punch it in right here. And the offense is going to try. These guys on the field are going to try.
Sure.
They're not hurrying it up. Hand it off right there, and a good tackle by Alan Walker. And on the bottom of that pile. Actually, that's Escamilla.
Escamilla on the bottom.
Yep. He doesn't quit trying either.
No, he does not.
So really no gain on the play.
That 3 you saw came from T. Lee.
Thank you. T. Lee Thomas.
T. Lee Thomas.
He got a little action as freshman last year as well. He might have been hurt for some of this season because we haven't seen him earlier in the season. So.
Yeah.
So 3rd down. 12 to go. Dropping back to pass. Looking pressure up the middle. Throws the out route, and the receiver loses his footing. So
everybody slides down.
Everybody's sliding down. So it'll be 4th down. And they're going to
kick it.
Hey, it's a good opportunity to practice if that's what they're going to do. It's not going to be 85 kicking, though. It'll be 14. And that is Pato Cantu. Pato Cantu. It'll be a 34-yarder. Guess I want to make sure they get their average, huh?
Yes.
So
some things won't change.
Yeah. There's the snap, hold, kick. Kicks it well.
It's up and good.
No good.
Oh, really?
To the right.
Wow.
That was the 16th play.
I need to wear my glasses as I watch it go through go toward the uprights.
So the Tigers will take over with 1:03. And again, really one big play right there. That quarterback run got them down into the scoring range.
Yep.
Tigers did a pretty good job otherwise, although, you were just getting enough to keep the drive extended. So Tigers will come out. I'm not sure who the quarterback is. Is it still locked?
It looks like it. No.
Yeah, actually, Jabralen's in the game. Jabralen Jones.
Okay.
Going to hand it off, and that is 28 is the running back. And that is Edwin Hogan. So quick handoff, gets a couple.
Well, that answered your question as to who would come in.
Edwin getting some game action. Getting some guys out on the field. So down to inside 40 seconds. So coach obviously wants to let these guys get a couple of snaps before the clock runs out. Gonna hand it off again. Getting a little, trying to get outside and just can't outflank this defense.
No, you can't. They pursue well and they just do a good job defensively. And that'll do it.
Yep. that's going to do it. Tigers are going to run it off the field, and we'll finish this game up. It's 51-7, and Heritage just does what they've been doing to everybody.
Yes.
I mean, this score looks pretty much like every other score they've had in district, and interested to see how far they're able to go. I think they've got the ability to do a little bit of damage in the playoffs, get to that third, fourth round possibly. So as they walk across the field and shake hands, and good luck to Midlothian Heritage as they move on, and they will finish Kaufman, right? So they finish with Kaufman next week and wrap this up. Again, if you haven't heard or don't know, we will be on Thursday night at home at Community National Bank and Trust Stadium against the old Ennis Lions. Here, let me give you some quick scoring updates while we wrap this thing up. Curran's over Cayuga 20-13. Rio Vista 46-22 over Dawson. Blooming Grove 35-6 over Rice. Mildred 38-17 over Price Carlisle. And as far as the district scores, got 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Crandall 25-14 over Terrell. It's a battle of Kaufman County, right?
Yeah.
And you got Ennis up big 63-14 over Poteet. And Kaufman 34-8 over Greenville. And so that's going to do it for your district. There's 9 minutes left in, as I said, in Crandall Terrell. 4 minutes left Ennis, and 10 minutes left in Kaufman and Greenville. So we will finish ahead of everyone else tonight, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all. And we can get this. And again, one thing you see this year, you don't see guys not showing up for the school song or running off the field or whatever. So they're over for the school song, and got one game left for this season. And, Ennis got their second win in district tonight. They're got the big momentum of Sam Harrell going to retire, so they got the boost to play for Sam and play for Coach, winning for Coach. And so they'll have that coming in. And, they have scored points. That's the one thing we're going to have to do is stop them. And they've scored a lot of points. They've still got Grayson Harris over there who can make things happen. But they've also given up a lot of points.
They can't
And if
stop
we can
you.
get back to what we did last week against Kaufman, we can get in that game and score points as well.
Yeah, and that's just something that's all they've got to play for now is that Ennis game.
Yeah.
And you want to end your season as for those players that are not going to basketball. You want to end your season and roll into off season with a win and a good taste in your mouth, and a good opportunity to spend now a whole year in Coach Rogers' program. You'll have the young kids in there in off season with you, so it's going to be a good team building time for him. Him coming in the spring late, he just had to try to do his best to get what he could in. But now things are set, and I think he's on his way.
And, they've been around the kids. Kids have been around the coaches. They know what to expect.
Yep.
There were things he wanted to do last year he couldn't get implemented just for time, not having all his coaches on staff yet, all those things. This year they will be able to do that. And, we're looking forward to next week, see how that game goes, and then rolling into next year. And that's part of what we're looking for is build this program. It's brick by brick, and there's no easy, cheap fixes. It doesn't happen overnight. And that's what we're going to see. And you look at the competitiveness of the games in this season versus the competitiveness in the games last season.
It's like night and day.
It is much different.
Yeah.
It really is. And, again, if you didn't watch some of the games, you think, oh, they got blew out. Well, some of those were late scores after, lots of things had happened. But really throughout the meat of the game, it was much different. And I think, we're going to see that next week. This team will come out and compete and get ready to take bigger steps next year. Because in this district, I think it's possible that you you can go from not in the playoffs to right smack in the middle of it.
You sure can, and that's very likely, and well, I'll say very possible. I won't say likely because I know Coach Rogers has a lot on his mind and a lot that he wants to get done between now and Thursday night and then leading up into the offseason. But it's very, very possible, and you make a good point. The kids know each other or know the coaches. The coaches had to bond because he's bringing coaches in that applied for the job that he didn't necessarily know to begin with.
Yep.
So that's been a process too, and that's a process everywhere across the state when you have new coaches come in. They don't always get to bring everybody, and hiring new coaches and developing a cohesive group, that takes some time too. So all that growth is going to take place, hopefully starting now as they build up. You got to get this taste out of your mouth. But next week, it's a fast week. You're playing on Thursday, and it's time to fight, execute, follow the process, and do your job, and get ready to play well because it'd be nice for us to come back home and end the season with a win against Ennis.
Well, and obviously you guys are used to, many of you used to listening to the games on K&D for many years, and if you're like us, you grew up with it, and I'm sure that you've seen that the station went dark yesterday. I happened to be there. I was there with Bob Belcher and Dick Aldama and Jerry Hancock, and there when Jerry played the farewell. And it was it's a tough thing to lose, but unfortunately circumstances change. 1,000-watt AM stations just don't really have a place anymore with all the Spotifys and the Pandoras. And talked to Mike Capps, one of the partners who fought to save it. They tried to sell it. Talked to a lot of folks, and who knows, maybe somebody will come along and get it going again. But the fact is it was a great piece of Corsicana. It's part of our history, and it's very sad. It's part of my life. My mom worked there twice. Obviously my father-in-law was there, and he got me involved, and so it's been a big thing, and certainly sad to see it go. But great with the school district and what Adam's doing here to be able to continue to bring people away, not only to hear the games but to see the games. And again, can't give enough credit to what Adam's done here, building this. And I know it's a tough work for him. He gets here way earlier than we do, and he stays after we do, and he just puts a lot into it. So Adam, I appreciate what you do for the community, and I know they appreciate it. So
you're the new KAND for Tiger Athletics and beyond.
That's right. So anyway, well, we appreciate you guys joining us for this journey, and one more. We got one more this next week on Thursday, and look to finish it off with a bang.
Absolutely. Come out and support the gang, the players, the coaches, and senior night. So you got some seniors that are playing their last football game ever, and for sure their last football game as a Corsicana Tigers. So come out and support them, support the coaches, and just be a community of support. More than anything else. So we had a nice crowd here tonight, so we appreciate everybody that made the road, the trip up here on 287. And, I know the players enjoy seeing their family, friends, and other people out here supporting. So come on out next Thursday.
Well, people ask me all the time, what's wrong? How do we fix it? Well, part of that is just your support.
That's it.
Right? You support them, win, lose, or draw, right? Come out and help them. Help build the program, help kids want to be a part of the program. And I know Coach Rogers is going to do everything he can to do that. So we need you guys to be helpful with that, to show that there's opportunity, that we're going to get better. And again, I know, I'll try to remember to talk to Coach Rogers about this, but we're in the locker room, we're recording the coaches show. And I'm looking up at the signs and things in there, what's the Tiger way, and these guys. And a lot of it's about playing well, but most of it's about being a good person, being a good citizen, learning what you should do. And that's, when it gets down to it, that's what those coaches their primary job is to turn out good citizens. Yeah, they're going to teach them the game. They're going to teach them to play it the right way. But, their first goal is to make good people.
And we're a society of instant gratification.
Yes.
And that has messed up our society because people think, it ought to be automatic. But it's not automatic when you make wholesale changes. It's not automatic when a senior class that's gone through the school 4 years has had 3 different coaches. No continuity, no belief, no faith, no buy-in. There's no nothing there. And so it's going to take time, and people need to understand that, and they need to be, just like you said, Rusty, very supportive, and they need to have expectations of the players, and if they're your kid, expect a lot from them. Continue to encourage and push, and things will end up falling into place. It's just going to take time.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you on Thursday, and finish it up against the old Ennis Lions. Look forward to that. So until that time, we want to wish you all a good night, a God bless, and go Tigers.